What do you think?
She told you.
Yo.
Read that.
Yo, we back. Shout out to my girl Q. Appreciate you, boo.
Read that.
World, what's up? It's your boy. Silverback Chronicles podcast. Your boy Big H. I got my brother Dre.
Hello, everybody.
Triple C.
Yo,
What's good?
maintaining and chilling, bro.
My peoples. This is episode 67, by the way.
Ooh,
We cooking. What Ross say? 67. Word.
Shout out to everybody.
Shout out to the world, man.
Thank you.
We
Yo,
grinding.
Sometimes y'all make this all worth it, man.
Everything.
We really appreciate y'all.
Listen, tonight it's gonna get ugly, but it's gonna be fun, and we're gonna have a blast.
true that.
Hey, yo, we always come through with something special.
Saucy. But before we get into it, let's get into these sponsors real quick. Always and forever, Starbucks USA. Alright, Starbucks USA. Go get that safety box for yourself. Take care of yourself with your loved ones. Don't forget the discount code, all caps Silverback Podcast. All caps Silverback Podcast. Get you 20% off. We got a little surprise for you guys in the following month. Well, this month, right, Dre?
Yeah, we got some giveaways.
Yeah. So,
We're gonna put these things in your hands.
right. So you can experience it for yourself. That lucky consumer. You get it free from us.
And from them,
From Starbucks.
USA.com.
All day, every day. Give a shout out to Bondhouse. We appreciate you. Their food is amazing. Make sure you stop and get a plate. Courtesy of your boys in blue.
From farm. It's from the farm to Fells Point.
From the eggplant to your plate.
Holla.
Holla
Enough
back.
said.
You know what I'm saying?
Say less.
And always.
And it's a sexy spot, too.
It's
though.
phenomenal. It's gorgeous.
You got a first date, bring them to Bondhouse.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Strictly for the grown and sec. No,
It's
the
nice and,
grown and gorgeous.
yeah, grown and gorgeous.
The grown and gorgeous.
Nice and dim in there.
What?
Beautiful bar.
Absolutely. It's all
Nice
about
and-
setting
it's,
up.
it's intimate.
It really is.
You know what I'm saying?
Goes a long way.
In the heart of Fells Point.
Fells Point. And it speaks about your character. You know what I'm saying? You're not bringing out to get a burger. We're not doing none of that.
Nah,
That's,
we're not doing that.
that's not what the grown and gorgeous do.
Mommy, you want some duck?
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
you know what I'm saying? You want a nice eggplant, parmesan.
Let's
know what I'm saying?
Let's get exotic with it.
Word, you want you want some egg rolls with shrimp in that motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? With some green shit on top.
All that shit.
You know what I'm saying?
And the place look, the plate look like an art piece.
What they call it, say gazpacho. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Something saucy. You know what I'm saying?
A la carte.
I like hard. Word.
We love you guys. Bondhouse.
All day. And don't forget the website, www.silverbackchronicles.com. Get the latest merch.
It's a little dry right now. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's dry, but we working.
Thanks to you guys, we're sold out.
We've been sold out for a minute. We just trying to get this new design going. And
I'll get a t-shirt.
Triple C got a t-shirt. Come, we got you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you get a t-shirt, bro.
Yeah, Triple C got something.
Triple C got something for
Fire
you.
coming. Polo shirts, shorts for the verano.
Right.
You feel me? When the sun is out.
When the sun out,
Show off them calves.
you know what I'm saying? Hit that skin, lotion up, grease up.
Hello on there. Stop. Let people know you ain't playing.
Right.
But I will say hello.
Absolutely, in a heartbeat.
I'm a gentleman.
But
And then
let's,
that's it. Hey, yo,
That's it.
It's just,
let's get right into it.
I mean, who we got here today?
Ladies and gentlemen,
What happened?
I got the pleasure of meeting this man. Shit. I met him when we first went to the range,
Same here.
you know? And that was in what, 2000?
That's 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years ago. And this guy is an amazing man, a phenomenal fucking officer, detective. He was our range instructor.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he busts those things very well.
Very well.
Very well.
Because I don't know if you know, here in Baltimore,
Yeah.
because of the town, we got to be sharp with that game.
Absolutely.
And these instructors,
By far the best ever.
yeah, I I'll put him up against
Anybody.
And shout out to all the departments.
Word.
I'm just saying this because their training and their course is just next level.
Listen, if I get in a firefight, I already know how to handle the situation, prepared for it, and ready for whatever. I feel sorry for the adversary.
Yeah, because we were talking.
Because the shit I'm pointing at you, I'm not. Listen, I'm on point.
Pow.
Instantaneously.
Pow.
Tap, rack, check, and go. Let's get to work, baby.
What happened?
You know?
We going with
We
that.
going.
It ain't. Oh no. We.
It
going.
don't matter. Get in the firefight, get skinny, and get to work.
Get to. Oh, you got hit.
Punch that motherfucking weapon out and get to work.
I remember. This gentleman said to me, this was during sim rounds. Oh, I got hit. He said, yo, you got a left hand. Bust that gun.
Yeah.
He said, get the gun up and get in the fight. Hey, yo, you know what that did to me?
Absolutely.
Can't stop me after that.
And that's just a training
Okay,
scenario.
I got hit. I've been shot. What happened?
Keep it moving.
I'm going. I ain't gonna lay down.
Right.
We're not laying down.
Absolutely not.
It's a round. It's nothing.
You can't lay down and take the dick.
Wow.
Wow. I did not say that. I did not say that.
Maybe you told him that in that.
You gotta be the
I
poke.
didn't say that.
You gotta be the poker and not the pokey, bro. But ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, our range instructor retired after 28 years. Rob Tarter, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, baby?
Chilling, bro.
That's the
Chilling.
man. That's
So-
the man right there.
Just to get it out,
So-
right? What's the DJ name again?
DJ Rob Tarter, man.
DJ Rob Tarter, bro.
Hands on radio. Fridays at 5.
Okay.
Dope ass house mix.
Absolutely. He used to send them to me every week. He been slacking a bit, though.
I used to write my warrants because I can't listen to like words when I'm typing. I would. My brother, our brother Big Deese,
Yeah.
he'll be like, yo, you gotta listen to me.
Yeah, brother
I'm like,
Jenny don't
what?
play. Son.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's him? And yo, I would type away like the best words. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Word.
So, can I touch on something Ralph was
I
saying?
want you to
earlier?
touch on everything.
Bring it right back to him.
Right.
I've been in a gunfight before.
Talk to
All
me.
right.
Talk to the
So,
world, please.
I think that what we teach you guys is of the utmost importance.
Yes, sir.
So we've had people come back to gunpowder. They got in the incidents and said, one dude got in a running gun fight. It was somewhere up like central eastern border.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually did, I think 3 tactical reloads, and didn't realize he did it until the gunfight was over.
Wow.
Because he said when he stopped, he had 2 empty magazines in his waist, and
Automatic.
he didn't realize that he did it. And that's what our job is, to make sure that you guys are ready to go out there. I wish they would give us some say in the people that we know aren't ready to go.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Please touch on that. Fuck it. Let's go
But-
straight in.
Oh, you going straight in?
Let's go straight in.
We getting saucy right now?
Yeah, we getting saucy right now.
Get some sauce.
All right,
You know
so
what I'm 28 years.
so when you go to, you guys done it, qualification day,
Yes, sir.
right? You got to shoot 3 70s in a row,
Mhm.
right? So if you luck up on qualification day and you shoot a 70, a 72,
He said, "Look up."
and a 70, because it's luck, because your ass been shooting 50s and 40s
Mm.
the rest of the time.
Mm.
All right, you got yourself together for that one day. So you leave out of there, you qualified with your 370s that day, but your range average is in the mid 50s.
Mm.
Should you go on the street?
That's a
No,
range
No.
of-
Would you graduate high school?
absolutely not.
Well, Baltimore. Yeah.
No,
Anyway.
unfortunately, yeah.
Anyway,
I didn't know
But-
that was range average.
yeah, we do an average. That's how we get your top shot.
Wow.
So we know who. We've had dudes come through there. The stuff that, because like after, I believe after shotgun, all the other stuff is extra. You don't count it for your average. But we've had guys come through there. They drop 1-2 rounds the whole time they at the range. You know, so
what's the average? Is it 90 or 95?
they'll be in like
Top shot.
99 point, 98 point, and then you'll have 45 point. But that person still gets out of there because they passed on qual day. You get what I'm saying? So like if that person showed up, to back me up, I'm like, oh, Jesus. I'm on my own here. I'm on my own. And you guys been around me, and people call me harsh or whatever, but
just the realest, man.
But it's real,
But like in a big brother way, though. It's not
Some
like
people.
in a bully way.
Some people take it
Sometimes.
as bullying.
Some people take it that way.
Some people take it as that.
But that's because
They got low testosterone.
no, it's not. You got people come to the range, bro, and they don't.
It's a lot of soft motherfuckers.
They don't sleep
Right.
the night before or the 2 nights before. Why are you looking like that, bro? This is real talk.
Yeah, that's what I said. I know. I was like, yeah.
Right?
Wow.
It's and so like
I love Ray's Day.
like you mentioned tap rack check and go.
All day.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know,
I could do that shit.
tap rack check and go is our immediate action drill if your gun malfunctions, right? It's something we teach you the first day we put the gun in your hand, right? So there was an incident a long time ago, officer named Mike Cowdery got killed, right?
God bless his soul.
And it was on Hartford and 25th. So the drug dealers thought they were stick-up boys, shot Mike, gunfight ensues, officers fall back into a carryout, right? And one of the officers' guns had jammed, right? And hate to say it, while she's trying to get her gun cleared, bad boy walks up over Mike, shoots him in the head, right? Tap rack check and go takes
Split second.
that long to do.
Yeah.
So, like when I would have classes, I would tell them that I said, you have to be able to do this because you might die or somebody else might die because you can't do it. So we might do tap rack check and go today until your fingers start bleeding. I don't care, but you're gonna do it right. You get what I'm saying? So that's when you said that. It's like, and then when you get people come to the Northeast to qualify, and then their gun jam, and they look at it, I lose my shit.
And rightfully so.
I do,
I loved it.
And they look at me like, I'm like, no, get your fucking gun clear. Don't put your hand in the air.
Right.
Get your fucking gun clear.
Right,
Get back in the
mad
fight.
Shit going on.
Yeah.
Get back in the fight.
Yo, I loved it because I do. Tarter was gonna curse me out for something. I know. And the thing is, I know how to shoot. I was just so fast on letting that bitch go. He said, "Yo, you gotta fucking relax, bro."
So here's the deal.
Talk to me. What was one about?
So no, it's like if you shoot fast
Yeah.
and you're all over the place, but you get them in there, right? If you slow down and be deliberate, right? When the time comes, because you practice so slow, your muscle memory is going to kick in. You're going to do it fast and you're going to be on point.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
I have a nice
so
pattern.
you got it right.
My shit was spread out everywhere, but I was still hitting 90s and 100s.
Right, it's like,
He's the opposite.
Like, but I had to count them.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the shit's all over the place.
Right.
If you put them right here, I'm like, no, I'm just going to circle it. You good.
Right.
All right? Is what it is.
He's like, wow.
See, but for me, it's the opposite. I could go to a regular range and shoot a tight circle.
Yo, I hate regular ranges, bro.
But when I go to work,
Hate them.
I'm so nervous. It's like
Explain that.
It's the count. It's like at a regular range, I'm just I could concentrate.
He takes his time.
You know what I tell people like you?
What?
I say, I'm gonna make you nervous today. I'm gonna get them alligator clips from that taser and hook them up to you. So when you mess up, that's gonna give you something to be nervous about.
For me, it was the counting.
You can't count to 6?
No. It's like, one weekend, 1, 2, 3. Like, at a regular range, I don't have to count. I have a target and I hit it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Explain
work is
that.
like,
Like,
I have to
like this is
count.
different. You say you hate a regular
There's
range.
a drill.
Like that.
There's drills.
Okay.
No, not even that. They're dangerous.
Yeah.
They're
What's
absolutely
dangerous?
what's going on in the gun range.
Thank you.
Mm.
Wait.
Because like
Which gun range?
any of them.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you guys know when you guys come to Northeast Gunpowder, we are so
Secure.
on you,
Secure.
so we don't have accidents happen.
Yeah, 100%.
And what he's
Right.
saying is, you'll have a sequence of fire.
Mm-hmm.
All right, shoot strong-handed 6 times.
Mhm.
And that same exchange, switch to your weak hand. Do shoot weak hand 6 times. Pull the trigger back, bring it back. Explain it, Tarter.
So
All in
there's a
36
course
But
of
you got to
fire.
remember the course of fire.
There's a course of fire that the Maryland Police Training Commission, depending on how many rounds you shoot, you got to shoot a certain percentage of rounds a certain way.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm getting at with the public ranges is the safety guy, if he is in there, right? So all right, unsolicited, Ralph. What happens if you turn around?
You're
I'll
going
gun
to
back.
curse you the fuck out.
You don't turn around
And not no
at our
gunfight.
range. No, you're on the line.
Yeah.
You got a problem,
Yeah.
and you turn around and go point your gun behind you.
You're lasering somebody.
I
Right.
remember.
So at these public ranges, there's nobody there keeping track of that. You can look
Right.
at YouTube and find incidents of people shooting other people,
Yeah.
discharging rounds not down range. I've been in them and
Cringe. Yeah.
I remember.
oh
I remember going to the
terrible.
range. I don't know who said it, but he was like, if you're shooting down range in our range, right?
Mm.
Right.
And I always say that we're better trained. I remember I was a rookie going through the academy. He said, if you're shooting that range and you turn around and point, if you
They
just
made
turn
me
around
stop
like
saying
that.
that.
I remember he said, I will point my gun at you because I'm going to take it that you're,
He's a lieutenant.
So
he
he was
retired.
an animal. And I was
Asian. Well, he wasn't Asian. He was mixed.
Yes.
Cromwell.
Exactly.
Cromwell.
that's my man.
Yo,
Motherfucker
my
had
man, 50
he had
grand.
100 knives on him.
Hey, yo, yes.
So-
when he said that, he was
Yeah.
like, I'm going to take it as,
And I'm gonna
you're
shoot
going
you.
to,
So
you're
I-
threatening my officers?
So
I was like,
so here's the deal with that.
I was like this.
Nope.
Here's the deal with that. You know how Baltimore City is,
Yeah.
right? We've had people that shouldn't be in the academy
That make it.
that get in there
Yeah.
with certain tattoos from certain
Certain
places.
sets.
Yes, but he said
Uh-huh.
shouldn't be in there.
Yeah.
So when I would get a recruit class, I would go and address them, and I was like, "Do I know you?
Right.
No. Do I know you?" I say, "You could be a white supremacist, you could be a blood or a Crip, you could be a skinhead, you could be in the Klan, but I don't know. You could be blood, Crip, whatever the fuck." I said, "I don't know you. If you turn around on my firing
I'm
line
gonna kill you.
with the gun, there's a chance that I'm going to shoot you."
Mm.
Yo,
Now, that's
Simple
real
as
shit.
that.
That's dope.
Triple C.
Simple as that.
Realest shit I've ever heard.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
I said all of our instructors are armed down on that firing line.
Yo.
So
I
if
would-
you turn around with the gun pointed at you, might get me, but one of my boys is going to kill you.
I
Simple as that.
would-
I had
I
to
would-
stop saying it because we're kind of gentlemen now.
Our range instructors, yo.
I tell you,
Listen.
listen.
He said that to me. I'm listening like.
No, listen.
That'll get
That's
your
dope.
attention.
Yo.
You want it?
No.
That's dope.
That's one session. Lieutenant Cromwell, when he was there, his class,
Mm-hmm.
everybody listened to him.
Chills.
Like, I dare you to not listen to him. Man, he like his eyes, he see everybody.
Little dude.
Little dude, not even big guy.
He's not
This
even-
motherfucker had like 50 knives on him at any given
yo.
moment.
Hey, yo.
He said, you think I could get to you before you raise that trigger? Before you raise that motherfucking barrel at me? And he proved it.
He proved it.
In the class.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, if you turn around, I will shoot you between your eyes before you even point that muzzle at any of my officers.
He was one of the best range.
Best
commanders we
range.
had.
Hey, yo.
Best.
That's dope.
Animal.
So, yo, you get, like, and that's before you even shoot. This is real shit.
That's the pressure you're going to shoot.
And then you get a sequence of fire. Just say you got to shoot 5 or 6 rounds in like 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun. I found it fun. I love the shit. With me,
Yeah.
I'm so quick to get that motherfucker off my hip and getting on sights. The biggest thing is remembering, because Tarter gonna give you the sequence of fire. Only voice you hear is his voice once you get in there and you begin to
I
shoot.
tell you what to do twice.
He says it twice.
And it was a calm voice.
So,
But it's nervous because it's like once he says that and turn the light on,
Mm-hmm.
your sequence
Go
fire
It's
begins.
go time.
Yeah.
you ready?
We're not
Shooters.
And then,
Yeah,
and
tell
then-
him.
You ready? Shooters. It's gonna be 2 rounds, two-handed strong. Switch your weapon to your weak hand. Fire 6 rounds, one-handed weak. You will have 12 seconds. Cover, scan in holster. Once again, 2 rounds, two-handed strong, 6 one-handed weak. 12 seconds. Stand by.
That's it.
Right?
Fire!
And then I blow the whistle.
He blow the whistle. It's on.
Hey, yo.
Jesus.
That's how you know you're alive.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're a city cop,
That's a
B.
fun day,
Hey, yo.
bro.
That's
They pay you.
That's what keeps you in this.
Yeah.
That's what keeps
They
you.
pay you to shoot guns.
Yo, I'm so happy you did that.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you did that.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah,
I was
yeah, I
waiting
saw
for
it.
it.
Yeah, you
We gotta
was
see.
ready to jump. Yeah,
They
yeah.
pay you.
That was so dope.
Yeah.
But then not only that, on top of that, and on top of what he said, you competing against your peers.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody, I bust that gun.
Prove it.
Now you on the line. Prove it.
Prove it.
What we doing?
Like my
Yeah,
brother,
but
my
just 'cause
brother.
you got a goatee and some tactical pants.
That don't mean shit.
He's been coming
Just
in
because
ready.
you know, the military.
Hey yo, cause my brother Donato,
Uh-huh.
Donato, he's a SWAT officer, and what's he at?
And Frederick?
Frederick,
Yeah,
Frederick
Shout out
City.
to Frederick.
You know, Donato is SWAT.
Yeah.
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 So yo,
So what? 27.
it's
Yeah.
one of them, the Italian
The
stallion.
Italian stallion. Look.
So me and Donato qualified one day, right? Tarter was down there, of course. Donato talking shit. Young cat. All right, Horton, I got you. But I said, all right, motherfucker, let's get it.
Put your money where your mouth
Put
is.
your money where your mouth is. We went at it. He said, I bet you I get 100. You don't. I got 100. That little motherfucker, he was mad. He got a 98. He was mad as shit.
Yo,
Oh yeah, you see
That's
people
dope,
coming and say,
though.
like, I'm like, all right, who buying lunch today? We
Right,
gonna see.
who buy- we gonna
buying
see.
lunch?
for him to get a 98, that's just one round.
One round he missed.
Missed.
He missed one round. That's how competitive that was.
When we
That's the real
like
shit.
as range guys, when we would go to the range, like the first like January is like catch up on paperwork. They try to get us qualified so that you don't have to worry about us the rest of the year.
Right.
So we over there, we shooting all our off-duty guns because we're allowed to carry more because we train everybody with them, right? It's like, all right, what you shooting this time? What you shooting this time? All right. So shoot a 98. In my office, shoot a 98. Oh, we gonna ride your ass till the cows come home till next year. We gonna put your name on the remedial board. You know,
Damn.
such and such shot. Oh, we don't play. You gotta shoot 100, bro.
And yo, I knew he
You
was
got-
different when we was going through shotgun quals. This motherfucker shot the shotgun with one arm.
I saw that.
He was showing me something.
Yeah.
I said, Tarter, do that shit again? Yo, he just put it up there. Boop, boop. Right through the middle. I said, God, with a shotgun, bro.
But people think we
Muslim.
shoot all the time. We don't. We're actually, as range instructors, you're actually tired of hearing gunfire.
Yeah, 'cause that's
Okay.
every day, all day.
So yeah, we don't shoot every once in a while.
Not-
But just being there teaching.
Mm-hmm.
So while you're there teaching and you're telling somebody what to do, the process gets ingrained into you. So like people that jerk the trigger, anticipate, and do and mess. It's hard for us to imitate that because you're throwing us out of our little
zone.
our
What you used to.
Right. Like I can't. It's hard.
Without giving it all away, how hard is it to become a range instructor?
It ain't. It's just practice.
But just the course, like I know it's a really hard course. I know
The hard part is the 25-yard line because you have to shoot offhand from the 25. So you can get 100. Try to think. Up until you put the gun in your offhand, if you don't miss anything, you have an 88.
Wow.
Right? If you don't miss anything, you have an 88. And then to get 100, you got to make those 6 shots offhand at the 25.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
The only reason why I do shout out to my instructor before I got my license. She's a retired Baltimore City cop. Her nickname I would say Big Red. So when I shot, you know what I'm saying, I shot with 2 hands, and then she was like, "You got to shoot with your right and your left." I was like, "Huh?" I was like, "That wasn't." She was like, "If somebody hit you in your right hand, that's your dominant hand. How you going?" So everything y'all are saying, I was like, "That's dope because it's the
Stand in the fight.
same." That's dope that y'all know that, and I don't see it. I don't hear a lot of people talking like that.
So it's offhand, but what he said was
It's 25.
But she made me do that.
Yeah.
And she made me make the adjustment because she was like, you had to look at trajectories and certain things. And...
See, that's BS, bro. It ain't no adjustment. If you do everything you're supposed to do, she's teaching you what we call Kentucky windage.
Okay.
All right. So I'm missing to the right, so let me aim to the left a little bit more. I'm missing low, so let me aim a little bit high. We don't teach that.
Okay.
If you shoot cinemash, you'll hit that shit every time.
Right. So all she's doing is compensating for a little thing you got going on. So you're 25 yards away. Why don't you put your sights on the right side of the target? If you're
trying to make it sound sexy and shit, right?
You know, so she's teaching you how to hit the paper, but she's not teaching you how to shoot.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what I said. You about to be Yoda.
It's you know, I've learned some tricks of the trade. So usually, if they had a problem with somebody, they send them to me. Yep. But it got to the point where I told because I was seeing the same people year after year after year. So I finally told my sergeant, I said, "Yo, you gotta get somebody else to do this because I'm about to cut somebody the fuck out." He said, "Excuse me?" I said, "I'm gonna get in trouble if you send me in there to help them because I'm fucking sick of them." Because they fail every fucking year, and I've got nothing else to tell them. Send somebody else in there because I'm going to get myself in trouble because I'm going to fucking lose it. All right, let's such and such do it today. Thank you. That's all I want.
I see him curse supervisors out.
Who? What? No, I did not curse at him that morning. Not curse.
Not that morning.
I'm not talking about. We're not talking about that.
Let me ask you. This is dope. This is a dope conversation.
Go ahead.
So when I was applying for,
I mean, I want to know what happened.
And this fucking guy.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Chris.
So when I was applying for the FBI, they were saying, I was like, okay, I'm gonna join another agency. They were like, well, we would rather teach you because we don't want you to learn the other bad habits, and then we have to retrain that. Is that?
Yes.
Is that okay?
So
can you explain that?
What I'll tell the recruits is, while you're going through, and we got you, don't go to a public range and practice, because what you're doing is ingraining bad habits. Right. So I can look at somebody while they're shooting. I'll say, okay, I got to fix A, B, C, and D. Hopefully, you know. So if I fix this, I can get that fixed, and I fix this. Get that fixed. So now I don't have to fix this and this. These two are fixed. So if you go to the public range and you just shooting away and you can't figure out what's wrong, you're going to do that when you get back to me. Actually, I just had a recruit and I felt bad for him because he cried. And he went to practice. Right, and I'm very explicit. Do not go practice because I got you. All right, and you know I got some pounds on me now. And I tell him, say, would you ask me for help with your PT test? No, you wouldn't. You're not gonna ask a fat guy for help with your PT test, right?
Yeah.
Right. So don't ask somebody else for help shooting. I got you.
Right.
So I find out through the grapevine, he bought himself the same gun that we have, which is not the same gun that we have. All right, so if you buy a Glock 22 from the store, it has a factory 5.5 pound trigger on it. Right? If you use a Baltimore City Glock, it has an 8 pound trigger on it. So it's easier to pull that trigger off of the store bought one. So he's practicing with that. And then when he comes to shoot with me, he's shooting in like 20s and the 30s out of 100. Out of 100, right?
Yeah.
So when I find this out, I put him on blast. You know, I said, that recruit, I said, could you hit anything when you got here? No. Did you listen to me? Yes. Now you're shooting fine. You're shooting fine because you listen to me. You're shooting fine. When I say me, I mean the team, the trainer.
Yeah.
Right? You listen. I said, your ass, and I said it just like that. I said, your ass wants to go start helping yourself, and you're fucking up. You got 2 days before you qualify, and you're fucking up because you took it upon yourself to do something that we told you not to do. Good luck qualification day. Well, sir said, no, I don't want to hear what you got to say. Sit down and shut the fuck up. Because you didn't listen. And you got to realize, this is leading to some of the topics that I made notes on, is that these kids these days think they know everything. And they don't. They don't want to listen, and then they run into problems. Because the stuff they teach you at the academy, you can tear up a report and do it over again. You get in a gunfight, you can't say, hold on, sir. Hold on, time out. I gotta get this, I gotta unjam my gun. Can you give me a second? It's a gunfight. You don't get to do that over again. Right? And that is the importance of what we teach. Right? And I actually took a great deal of pride in the fact that our officers, when they got into gunfights, we lost very few of them.
That is true.
You can start some stuff with a Baltimore City police officer if you want to. It ain't gonna work out for you. Somebody's gonna get you.
Absolutely.
All right. So, because we train them to, the biggest thing is for your training to kick in without you thinking about it.
Awesome memory.
All right. So,
we talked about that.
It's big.
Dope.
It's big. Hey man, you messed up this found property report. Write that over again. All right, sorry, it's no problem. Hey man, you fucking up in a gunfight. Do that over again. You don't get to do it. You don't get a range instructor popping up out the sidewalk. Tell you, hold on.
All right, guys.
Hold on,
Suspect.
Time out.
Take it easy.
Time out.
I don't want a person to be nice to me when you're trying to save my life. I need you to be yelling, and you know what I mean. So you get used.
And it's one of those things where, it sounds harsh, but citizens of Baltimore don't pay you money to lose fights.
Absolutely.
100%.
You got to look at it that way.
We don't get paid to get shot, bro.
Right.
Why not? Like I don't like. In a simulation, I needed to be as close to what it is going to be as possible. It ain't gonna be nobody whispering because
we ain't allowed to shoot at you.
Yeah, but I mean, it's as real. You know what I'm saying? Like you're given as real as it comes,
right?
And that's dope because I see how much they love it. I see how much, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, from being around like several officers who have been in gunfights, you hear similar things that for me not being in y'all community, I hear certain things and I know exactly where y'all are from because I hear it. So I'm like, all right, Baltimore City cops, you can hear those certain things. And that's dope.
You gotta have, I'm not gonna lose attitude.
You're gonna stay in the fight.
When I went through academics, cool, no problem. Last. Defense tactics, no problem. Beating people up. When I got to the range, I was like, oh shit.
No, it's like, not Call of Duty, bro.
Like this is real. Right. I got to the range, I was like, oh nah, like this is for real.
And our stuff is regimented, so each day you come out there, we know exactly what we're hitting on that day. And everything we would do out there is we're gonna teach you this. Don't forget that, because you're gonna need that tomorrow when we teach you the other stuff. Then the next day you come out, don't forget Monday and Tuesday. You got to incorporate Monday and Tuesday into Wednesday. And then you come out Thursday, we're going to teach you something new, but you can't forget what you learned the other couple days.
Do you think after the academy, there should be more training, like what you've given during training?
A few years back, the city incorporated what they call diamond training.
Okay.
Right? And it was pretty good. So
clean buildings.
we were teetering on teaching too much gun stuff versus not enough gun stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's like you got to have a balance in there to make the people up top happy.
Okay.
Because if you give them too much, all you're doing is teach them how to kill people. Right? That's the attitude.
Okay.
All right. It's like, no, we're trying to train them up so they're better.
Right.
It's this.
Yeah.
It's everything you're saying just leads to something else. Because if you teach them too much, you teach them how to kill people. Then you get to you taught them that. Well, why did he do that? He's something else he could have done. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
always you're fighting with the 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other,
Right.
and it's you can't win that battle.
Okay.
You just gotta realize that somebody put this person in a bad place, and they had like 0.3 of a second to make a decision rather than that. You know, and I tell the kids, I say, hey, I said, what we're going to teach you, you got to remember what we're teaching you, stuff is going really bad. And you got to go home. I said, everybody waiting for somebody, waiting for them to come home.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you got a boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, mother, brother. There's a goldfish at that house waiting for his flakes.
Right.
You know, drop your flakes in my tank, son. You know, where you at? I ain't get my flakes tonight. You know,
Right.
you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you have to, you know, take it to that level.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so.
And plus, you know, it's a privilege to wear this badge.
Mm.
And
It's not a right.
It's not a right. It's a privilege. You have to earn that shit. So if you can't deal with a range instructor cursing you out while you're on the line,
You can't deal with any instructor cursing you.
right? If you can't deal, you don't got the mindset for that. There's no reason for you to even walk this journey because you're gonna fail. You don't have the right temperament for it.
Mm.
We always get that. Oh yeah, Lieutenant coming. Hey yeah, we got word that recruits are claiming that you guys are yelling at them too much while they're on the firing line.
That's crazy.
And then we're like, you know, it doesn't go anywhere
Yeah.
because you're like, Sarge, what the fuck? It's
What are we doing?
It's gunfire going on. We can't whisper at them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you know, it's just that stuff comes up every once in a while. But it, you know, it's
When
like I
April-
said, it's a one. I loved what I used to do. Loved going to work every day.
That's
And
dope.
when I left, I was at the point where I did not want to go to work anymore.
Mm.
So
That's the level we're in because my age was in the academy, right? Like, they weren't forcing them to do PT.
oh God, this COVID
Right.
thing. This COVID thing.
I don't know
How you
what.
not gonna force them to do PT? That's crazy. I went.
I'm not there no more, so I don't know what's going on.
I remember getting into a bet with my buddy Salmon, shout out to him, of who was gonna get smoked at the range first.
hitting them
When
hitting them hills.
When they were like, "Yo, go get that bucket at the bottom of the hill."
Yeah.
Go get that bucket.
Hey yo,
Did he know about the hill?
no, he don't know about that.
Nobody knows about the
Yeah.
Hey
hill.
yo, gunpowder at the range.
Dude, that hill.
Yo, the hill is no
That
joke,
hill,
bro.
I
that hill
remember-
will reduce you like a fraction.
Yes,
bro.
it will.
I remember that same bet, right? I did everything right. I won. He ended up doing something stupid, and I got blamed for it. And they were like, "Yo, go run that hill." I was so tight.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I don't want to run this. Like, how big is that hill?
Yo, I put you like that hill is so steep. Like when it
It's-
snows,
Yeah.
and you have 4-wheel drive, if you stop,
It's over.
You're
Still
done.
it's over.
What is that?
Enjoy the
In
ride.
the city somewhere?
No,
no,
that's
it's in the county.
it's in the-
Oh, okay, okay.
I gun range.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
But that hill,
Crazy secluded
It's crazy.
area.
that hill,
Uh-huh.
like if you lose your momentum, you are.
Yo.
Yeah.
You might as well go all
Start
back
over.
all the way to the bottom.
Word.
Try not to end up in the bushes
You're gonna-
and start all over again.
You're gonna call Geico, fam. You're gonna hit one of those trees.
Yo,
and
it's
gonna be a
it's
wrap.
terrible.
Oh, and you're not running that shit with no shorts and a cute little t-shirt.
Oh no.
No, you got boots.
So
You got BDUs,
true story. True story. True
When I was
story.
still-
vest,
I had
everything.
I had
I was
this
so tired.
asshole class, right? And the kid actually, you know, he's on the SWAT team now, ends up being a good dude, right? So they were just I feel sorry for the good recruits we have, and they have a whole bunch of bullshit in that class.
Mm.
Because they have to pay
They gotta pay.
for the bullshit,
Exactly.
right?
That's
I
how
can't just punish one of you.
Yeah,
Oh,
They gotta
them all.
punish all of you.
Everybody
Right.
getting it.
So
Wow.
they were down online messing up and just doing unsafe stuff. So sorry, said Rob. Tell him don't even go back to the building. Go to the bottom of the hill, right?
Mm.
So I call the kid over, the class commander. I'm like, yo. He goes, what now? I said, what now? Who the fuck are you talking to?
Word. Who you talking to, fam?
Matter of fact, you know what? Go back up to the building. Don't go to the building. Go to the bottom of the hill, right?
You don't want
Right,
to
Oh.
simple as that, right?
Mhm.
So
You don't want to hear that.
Sarge follows them down to the bottom of the hill, right?
In a car.
Because somebody's got to go with them.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I got him. So they run up the hill. They run down to the bottom of the hill, and they start back up. My cell phone rings. Yo, Rob, send the asses back down here. Okay. So they run up, they get to the building, and I wrote it on the back of a target, right? Per Sergeant such and such, back to the bottom of the hill. So they turn around. This is a Friday.
They ran up to where?
They ran from the big line down to the bottom of the hill.
Oh my God.
Back up around
To the line.
Huh? No, not to the line. To the building.
To the building.
To the main building.
To
And the sign was on the
building.
on the
Bottom
deck.
of the steps.
Right. So you see them and they like, dude, it's a Friday.
Like, are you
It's
kidding
Friday.
me? Like, what are we doing?
We trying to get up out of here, right?
Uh-huh.
So their hint should have been that Sarge did not drive up the hill behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they run to the bottom of the hill. He calls me again. He's like, you and Gary can get out of here. I got him. But send them back down here again.
What?
And I was like,
Oh, damn.
all right. So I get another target right on the back of it, put it on there. And they're running. And they're like, oh, we're done. I see one of the recruits like, that's another sign. It's a different sign. I think he had them there till maybe like 5 o'clock. Cleaned their guns, inspected each one of them. Because they were messing up that bad.
Mm.
You know, just safety stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we pride ourselves on nobody getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I mean,
That's dope.
I've been hit by ricochets and they're hot. I can't imagine getting hit by the whole bullet. And we had a couple recruits get hit by ricochets before. And, you know, we take care of them, take them to the hospital or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's usually, you know, just pull it out, but shit happens. But, yeah, it's whew, that hill is a motherfucker.
I
bro.
ran that hill one time and I said I never want to run this shit ever again in my life.
So when I was in SWAT school, right, years ago, and we started out, and it was in November, and it like snowed and rained the night before, and there was like 4 inches of slush on the parking lot. We're like, ah. So we start the day off with PT, and Sergeant Willis, we called him Hot Pockets, right? All right, first exercise is going to be leg raises. So he put us down in that slush right off the bat.
No play. Wow.
So we had to run up and down that hill with your clothes weighing like an extra whatever pounds because they were just wet. You know, it's like say if you didn't quit that day, you wasn't gonna quit. You was gonna make it.
Right.
You know. So
How about that?
fun times. Fun times.
I'm sure that shit wasn't
I feel
hard.
like that's needed. You gotta hearten these people. The streets ain't so off for the streets ain't.
So can I get to my list?
Please get to your
Get
list.
to my list. So, okay, so we kind of hitting on at the academy,
Yeah.
right? So, you guys know when first day you got hired, you went to the quartermaster, right?
Yeah.
Where'd they give you your stuff at?
A trash bag
Trash bag.
full of everything.
They don't do that no more.
Hmm?
They don't do that anymore.
They probably still do,
No, they still.
Oh, okay.
right?
But that was the intro. Like, here's
So
your-
when I retired, you know what I took my shit down to the quartermaster in?
In the trash bag?
Fucking trash bag. Anyway, you know, all right. That's what is that telling somebody coming in? What kind of tone is that setting coming in?
Yeah, you're right. Wow,
All right.
You're about to hit the concrete jungle. Get ready.
You got no time for your feelings.
All right.
No. We got
And
a
then-
job to do.
Take this bag and get to
Just
work.
bag your shit,
Yeah.
clean it, iron your clothes, and get to work.
Stop playing with me.
Come on, man. Come on. Does that happen in corporate America?
Hey, this ain't the
They-
county, baby.
no,
you
dude,
know that.
Dude,
Nah,
they want to
corporate-
run. They
they
want to
get,
run
like,
this police
folded up.
department like corporate America, right?
Hell
They
yeah.
get keychains. They get like MSB. You know. They get
Yeah.
you know.
All right, and then you know,
City ain't pretty, so I wouldn't expect nothing else.
you gotta expect something different, bro. And probably a lot of people do expect something different,
Yeah.
and then they get slapped in the face with that trash bag,
Yeah, you right.
and then it sets the tone.
What?
Right?
Is this before training or after training?
This is before when you
Nah,
get
you
hired.
ain't
You're
even
new
know the
recruit.
equipment.
Oh,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna front like that. That does seem dope. And then like if after training they kind of like gave you something different, it kind of makes you feel like, look,
I think
you come in, you know what I mean. So I'm looking at it from a standpoint of when I play, it's just like you ain't shit, but as I build you up, I'm gonna build you into that uniform way of doing things. But
I'll semi buy that.
okay,
All right.
I think Howard
But
County
you-
do, like,
but I do agree.
I think they send care packages to your house and shit. You know what I'm saying?
with a folder with like
All right, then. All right. All right. Hold on. Then you go to the
a
academy.
welcome letter.
Right. We love you.
The
Kid
Nomad
is-
Academy,
Okay, they said you gonna.
dude. The academy was it University of Baltimore now?
Yes.
Yes.
Now it is.
For
yeah.
now, Baltimore County has somewhere that is their academy. It's
Mhm.
been their academy.
That is their facility.
That is their facility.
Yeah.
All right.
we don't have.
All the other
We've
counties,
never had one?
dude. It's like nomads, bro.
It's
Pick up your tent. Let's go.
concrete jungle, baby.
All these abandoned buildings.
Listen,
They keep getting condemned.
long as that motherfucking check clear every other Friday,
You heard?
I'm with the shits. You
No,
heard?
but that would be dope though for y'all to have your own academy in the city
Dude,
somewhere.
Right, what's up?
Northern Parkway.
Where we go?
Yeah.
When we were at Northern Parkway, I'm glad they moved it
Mm-hmm.
to where it is.
It's
But
more modern now.
it's more modern,
It
but
is
you
more
know,
modern,
when
yeah.
school's in session, the UB liberal kids don't want the police there.
Right.
Mm.
That's not a police academy.
It's not
Yeah.
a police
We
academy.
scared them.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So
Mm.
you have a major metropolitan police department
More.
in a major metropolitan city,
I want to say
and
that
you don't have a home
Yeah.
that you call the, you know.
That would be dope for y'all to have one though. That
But-
would make sense.
But
We used
are
to.
you always going to need police?
Yeah.
Are you always going to need to train them?
Yeah.
All right.
Always
Give me somewhere permanent.
a demand for crime, so it's always
You know?
demand for crime stop supply
Yeah.
for crime stoppers.
Talk,
Yeah.
I went to the Baltimore County forensics
Hmm.
place. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
It looks like an academy. That was just their forensics. I was like,
Wow.
what is this?
Beautiful.
Off of Rushdown Road.
Right.
Like a whole, roundabout circle to
Yeah.
get to the lobby. Flags everywhere.
Oh
Right.
shit.
Right.
I'm like, this
Did
is
you know
just-
did you have trouble finding parking?
No.
You have trouble
There's
finding parking?
plenty of spots.
Plenty of parking? Couldn't have been in Baltimore City.
There was
That's what what you call it? Shout out to
I was walking with a vending machine.
Nice and Smooth.
You want peanuts? You
Right.
want popcorn?
He said that's
You
what
want-
took him over the edge.
Took him over the edge.
What?
Shout out to
Who you talking about, Reggie?
yeah.
Dude, it's
He said he couldn't find parking downtown. He said he
Yeah.
was like, it's time to go, man. I can't
dude,
keep.
I'll give you a horror story. Like I said, I was in SWAT when they called it QRT back in the day, right?
Mhm.
When we had to buy all our equipment.
What?
Yeah.
You know, BDUs,
Boots.
we had to buy them.
I'm
You know,
sorry,
you
what
want a load bearing vest, you had to buy it.
Damn.
You know, I taped a streamlight flashlight to the end of my submachine gun, so I had a light on the end of my gun.
There you go.
Now them guys look like they straight off of Call of Duty. All right,
Mm.
right. But you know, I'll get called in 3:00 in the morning, park on Baltimore Street, rush in, take care of a situation. I come out, I got a parking ticket. A parking ticket. You called me into work. You won't let me park in headquarters. And then I get a parking ticket I gotta pay for
That's
coming
crazy.
to work. Crazy,
Mm.
absolutely crazy, right? And it's just stuff that it just boggles your mind,
Yeah.
right? And then they, hate that, I like I said, I love working at the range, bro. That was my dream job once I got there. And but like the academy, they need a process where if you tell me, hey Chris, what week are you in the police academy? I'm in week 6. Oh, you doing this week, right?
Okay.
His class week 6 and his class week 6, they doing 2 different things. Am I lying? Am I lying?
Nah.
So
Wow.
I give you example. We're doing got the recruits We're at Northern Parkway, and teach them the room clearing and stuff, and
Yeah, because y'all took that over.
yeah. So we do a slice in the pie, right?
Yeah.
So guys up against the wall, you slowly angling to see him before he sees you, right? So I said, you got him? I said, recruit's like, yeah. I said, what do you see? I said, well, I see his toes. I said, that's enough. I said, call him out of there. He said, what do you mean, sir? I said, get him out of there. Don't go in there and get him. Call him out to you, right? I don't know. I said, what do you mean you don't know what to say? We haven't had that yet, sir. And then the captain's walking by, and he hears me going at it, and he calls me in his office. And I said, he's like, Rob, what's the problem? I said, sir, I'm teaching this kid how to clear rooms and teach him how to shoot, but he doesn't know how to give somebody commands. Put your hands up, put your hands behind your head, walk backwards to the sound of my voice. He hasn't been taught that yet. It should be step by step. If I call out MSP and say, what week are your recruits in, they'll tell me, and they'll be able to tell me what their training is, that what they should have gotten. Right? We don't have that because it's just so. Let's just get it. It's all over the place. The only thing that's pretty much regimented is what, Ralph? The range. Every day you come out there, we have our shit set up that you're going to do A, B, and C.
When you go to the range, you're gonna get stability.
Right.
Discipline.
And it's funny, you think the recruits wouldn't like us being on them that way, but they're like, they dig it. They'll tell you, oh man, we love coming out here. We know you guys aren't gonna bullshit with us. We got our program set. So the training should be standardized. Every time a class starts, no matter where they are, what week you in? Okay, yeah, you guys are doing this. What week you in? And that's kind of how it was when I came through the academy, years ago. But yeah, it's, and I'm not beating up on them. They're doing the best with what they have, but they have to, somebody has to see that process, teaching you building them up. You can't build a building and put the basement in, then put the third floor in, then say, I'm going to go back to the first floor. Let's go to the fifth. Oh, we didn't finish the second floor yet. Well, we finish the second floor after we get the sixth floor done. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Get the
that's just,
foundation right.
yeah, you got to,
Yeah.
it's, and I think you're doing the recruits a disservice. And then with the COVID stuff, man. Just
how bad was that?
Yeah, how was it before you left with the COVID? And teaching?
We had a circus tent in the parking lot because you couldn't fit all of them safely in the classroom, so they built us a tent outside. You could do weddings and bar mitzvahs on the weekends in this tent if you wanted to.
You're so stupid.
Huh? I'm just saying. If they want to make some side money, we can't. But say, hey, there's plenty of parking. Let's do a bar mitzvah on Saturday.
Please try to view.
Right. And just to spread them out. But even with that effort, if it rained or snowed the night before, you got the kids in the room in the tent with water pouring down the parking lot. The first day they were there with the last actual class I had, I apologized to them. I said, look, this looks terrible. I know it looks terrible, but please don't let it be a reflection on me or my crew. But we got to get, we got to do this because of COVID. And they were like, sir, we're just happy to be out of the house because they were learning off of Zoom.
Oh, wow.
How much, huh?
They went from the house straight to the range?
What do you mean?
They were learning on Zoom in the house.
Right.
Straight to the range.
So we saw a problem with that too. Because regular discipline that you have from being observed every day ain't there. So when they came to us and they were a little lax and they started getting their asses dug into, they were like, oh, what is this? Sit the fuck in your chair. If you're going to fall asleep in my class, stand up in the back. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just it's you got to get it in. You like I said, everybody's doing the best they can with the COVID circumstances,
Right.
but you see that difference in them not being observed every day by the officers at the academy, and then you throw us on them, and we don't fuck around.
Right.
So,
Right.
Damn. So 28 years. Why Baltimore? First of all, you born and raised in the city?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
Northeast.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Where?
1500 block of Cold Spring Lake.
Get out of here. 300?
1500.
1500. Wow, East Coast Spring. Wow. Sector
I
2.
went to Morgan. I was on wrestling team in Morgan for 2 years. I lost to the same dude in the division finals twice.
Really?
Damn.
Couldn't
What
beat
was
that
it?
motherfucker.
Just couldn't get him?
Couldn't get him.
Mm.
From Dell State, couldn't get him.
I was in actual school.
Del State full of wrestlers, though. Del State full of wrestlers.
I mean, he didn't beat my ass. He beat me.
Just with
But,
points.
Yeah, but
Technique.
Huh?
Technique.
That motherfucker was like 2 inches shorter than me and probably outweighed me by like 40 pounds.
Wow.
Like wrestling a fucking fire hydrant. But
Right. I mean, at least he ain't pin you.
I feel like
he beat me, but he didn't beat me.
I feel like you never got your ass whooped unless you got your ass whooped by a wrestler.
Hmm?
You never got your ass whooped unless you got your ass whooped by a wrestler.
I was never going to do that.
It's funny you talk about
It's a
that.
different world. Son.
So when
It's too much.
what?
Different world.
Motherfucker put you in position, got his balls on your head, neck, and shit like
he
that.
like 40 pounds lighter.
I can't.
Hey, yo, and he
So
40
what's
pounds
funny?
lighter.
I'm good.
It's funny you say that. When I wrestled in college, at Morgan, I was like 210. So I was wrestling dudes that outweighed me.
How tall
Dude,
were you?
huh?
How tall were you?
Probably about 6'1" then. I'm like 6'2" now. I grew a little bit.
So you
But
was
dude,
huge.
we went somewhere and this dude was cutting weight to make 275.
Damn.
And I weighed in with my gym bag on my shoulder just to try to put a couple extra pounds on the scale. He can't weigh in with that. So I probably weighed in like 210, 211. So it was just, I beat his ass, but it wasn't easy. It's just.
Yo, wrestlers, they just have a different.
That's
It's
too
different, yo.
That's too much male bondage.
Huh?
I don't want this motherfucker
Dude.
grabbing all over me. Nah, I'm good.
Dude, it's it's one of those, like my son. I've had Jay doing. We stopped doing judo because of COVID, because the dojo shut down. But the first time I took him to a tournament, right? Because the guy that was training, the dude named Stuart Ramos, Stu is awesome, right? We took him there so he learned jujitsu, right?
Mhm.
So he said, "Hey pops, bring him in here on a Wednesday." So I brought Jay on a Wednesday. So they do judo on Wednesdays. So he started teaching Jay judo, right? So Jay was doing judo on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and jiu-jitsu Tuesdays, Thursdays. He do Saturday morning jiu-jitsu, then would flow into judo.
Nice.
So the first time I took him, he's like, "Hey, pops, this tournament down College Park. Sign Jay up." So I signed him up, and we go down there. And he's a little thickums like me, right?
Mhm.
So he's fighting kids older than him, right? I mean, that's because of his weight and his size. So Jay gets out there on the mat, and like he's sitting, he's watching, and my kid is a goof. All right, he's goofy, happy-go-lucky kid, and he's sitting there and he's serious. I'm like, "Yo, you all right?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Got my game face on, Daddy." I said, "All right, man."
Yeah, go get it.
So he went out there. He did not win, right? But he went out there, stood on that line, fought that other kid, came off the mat. I was like, "You all right?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "You want to go again?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Go get back in line." And I'm standing there. I'm like,
Right.
"I gotta go to the bathroom." He went out there, he wasn't scared. He did. Man, I was bawling my eyes out.
That's crazy.
Wow.
But I was just like, "Yo, it's in him." You dad, you see your boy out there.
Mm-hmm.
Face a little adversity.
Yeah, and So props to Jay Tarter.
That's dope, man.
That's
my little
dope.
man.
Now it's all about consistency.
Right.
Stay
So
at it.
like say like the dojo shut down because of COVID and all that other kind of stuff. So he's in 5th grade. I said 7th, 8th grade, you getting back in there because you gonna hit the mats when you're in high school.
Yeah.
So
All my girls going to box and do Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
They're going to be some straight
Females
silent
need
killers.
Man, with your height, put them in some basketball.
Well, that too, but in the hands-on game, your knuckle game got to be
It's like you need
got to be
you need
official.
Right.
You need that discipline.
yeah. But
Absolutely.
where the most fights you go to?
Self-defense.
Huh?
Where the most fights end up?
On the
You
ground.
already know.
On
So
the
that's
ground.
why you got to do both. You got to have a mean knuckle game and a mean ground game.
But you don't want to wrestle on top of it. Those dudes are add-ons.
I couldn't do all that. I tried it a couple years. I said, like my wrestling coach in high school, he said, yo, man, I fucking need you in here, bro. Yo,
You
after
can do
football
Don't think
season,
they
bro.
always
You
jack.
can do it.
They
He's like,
always
yo, I
jack.
need you.
You can do it, bro.
No.
Yes.
It's always
I
jack.
did it. I ain't my shit, man.
Dude,
I was at Poly, so I was at Poly first before I
when
transferred.
did you
I'm
get
good.
out of Poly?
So I was at Poly for 2 years,
Okay.
and then I was asked to leave, and then I went to Gibbons. So you know,
Okay.
yeah, they ain't put me out. I was asked to leave. It was a difference.
Put me in
So
the
when I-
gloves, though.
So when I was playing football, same thing like Ace. They was like, always a jack. Listen, you just thing on the
Yeah.
football field, man. You need to go wrestling. I said, I'm gonna let me check him out. Shout out to my man Joe Brown. We called him Buddha. Yo, belly to back or something. I said, what the? Is that?
Yeah.
No, that's a WWF. No, I'm not.
doing that.
I'm not doing all that, bro.
Listen,
Nah,
fuck your headgear.
You're not
and fuck them
slamming me,
tights.
right? And that's all that.
Here's the
Take
deal.
my ass. I'm take my
I
ass.
saw
to
the
win-
tights and I saw
win
the
the
thing.
track,
Nah, I
So
can't
here-
do that.
and
bro.
I'm doing spring track. That's it.
Here's the deal with wrestling. All right, it's ended up being my first love for sports.
Wrestling is phenomenal.
So
You can have
the
that
thing
shit.
the thing you gotta realize is that my first coach, it was two brothers, John Hefner and Andy Hefner. John was the varsity coach and Andy was the JV coach. So Calvert Hall didn't have wrestling until I was in the 10th grade.
Mm.
So I had never stepped on a wrestling mat before, right? And Andy told us, he goes, before our first match, he's like, hey, that guy's out there to embarrass you. Your family, your friends, your girlfriend's out there, and that guy that you're about to wrestle against is out there to embarrass you and humiliate you in front of your family. Don't let him do it.
Mm.
And that's what it's all about. You get back to school, nobody asks who won. Did the team win? They ask you, did you win?
Did you win? Absolutely.
Mm.
Ain't nobody out there but you.
Mhm.
And you like football,
All eyes
You
is
miss
on
it.
you.
you miss a block. Yeah, nobody might not see it.
Yeah, your coach
You
see that
know.
shit though.
Mm.
Coach sees it, but everybody don't see it.
For no
Yeah.
reason.
No reason.
You know, you can't hide.
You know, I
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
wrestling, but it wasn't my first. That wasn't my first love. Football is my everything, and then
I
track.
got you.
Track was secondary because it kept me in shape. And then when I started boxing, forget about it. It was curtains.
I mean, like boxing, you out there, you ain't got nobody to blame. Nothing on.
No, it's all on you.
but
It's an individual
yourself.
sport.
Right.
Oh no,
Well,
I respect wrestlers. I
yes,
just.
No, I respect them.
It
It
just
beats.
wasn't for me.
It's a lot of it that.
But
when,
these dick beaters?
when you see the when you see the match, the work that goes
Yeah.
into that match.
Oh, it's a different
Yeah.
breed,
people,
man.
you know, it's.
Cauliflower, the ears, all that shit. I'm good.
I kept my headgear on,
Yeah, good.
so I didn't get that.
That Greco-Roman's a different beast too now.
2-time state champ.
You?
Mm.
Get the fuck out of it. I didn't know that.
Married?
Yes.
Mm.
Wow.
That's different.
Yeah,
That's different.
The era he came, and so you gotta understand the era he came out into. It was MSAs,
Yep.
so you couldn't duck. So
Right.
it was the city schools and the private schools. So it
So
wouldn't
was-
know.
was
So up until
Southwestern-
'93 and
Was
back,
Southwestern still
yeah,
around?
yeah. So it wasn't no, yeah.
Monsters,
So
huh?
it's probably some dudes that they're probably like, man, I ain't messing with him, man. That dude was
No,
all
no,
time,
I
2
got
times state.
disrespected because
Did
I
you?
was the only black kid on my wrestling team.
Wow.
So we would go to the public schools. And
Oh, yeah,
they
yeah,
were like,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah, they think he da da da.
they needed a nigga on the team. So they go, yeah. I was like, all right, yeah, we'll see that.
Ball them straight
Yeah,
up.
dude, you might want to need some tissue for your nose.
Yeah, come on this mat.
'Cause we went to I remember Southwestern.
And
We
get
were in
sacked.
we were in the locker room, and the swimming team was threatening us.
The swimming
All
team.
right.
And
All right.
What?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I go out there and
Like how will it threaten you?
and Southwestern will break your necks. I'm like, you're a swimmer, dude.
Fuck you. Have you seen my butterfly stroke, bitch?
Right? So they beat us as a team,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because a lot of the white kids on my team, they were scared.
Yeah, all the rip.
Going
in the city.
I was like, dude, they put their stuff on just like you. Go out there and wrestle.
Yeah.
But Southwestern was beast mode back there.
Yeah.
They were fucking
Yeah.
beast mode. But
Yeah.
either Southwestern or St. Joe back there.
Yeah.
And
A conference.
And the guy was wrestling Cordell Walker.
Okay.
Cool dude. But I beat his ass that night.
Cordell Walker.
I beat his
Hold up.
ass. Right? And I made it was for me. It was making a point of, I'm black, but I'm here because I deserve to be here.
Absolutely.
I'm the captain,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm here for a reason.
That's dope.
And public schools like we.
Yeah.
It was just one of those things. Like I said, I just caught a lot of hell for being the only black kid on the team.
Yo, going to Dunbar back in the day, Dunbar had, it was, if anybody from Baltimore City know, Dunbar said they're going to win the game or they're going to win the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So if you won,
right,
after the game, they would have to move your bus right up to the doors, because if not, they was out there, it was right in the project, so they was ready.
Circus.
Hey, they was ready. Off the rip.
Man,
They said we're going to win the fight and win the
it
game.
was, and like I put a lot of work in, so it's just one of those things where, if you didn't work hard, you just got your ass beat.
Mm-hmm.
My first year or so, I got tired of getting my ass beat. That's how you learn.
Yeah.
My coach, we would go to tournaments in the springtime. He goes, "Oh, I put you in high school in open." I'm like, "Open? What?
Right, open already? What you
I
mean?
said, "What is open?" "Oh, the college kids."
Thanks.
So I was in high
You're
school.
not
but I was
doing it but me,
wrestling.
huh?
Right.
I was wrestling.
Put that
No,
man,
but-
that's it.
Put me
Well,
as
it's
a
one of those
novice
things
with the
you-
open
you-
class.
Like with anything, you learn when you lose.
Yeah, but that's,
If you're winning all the time,
Yeah.
you ain't learning nothing new.
yeah, y'all, hey, listen, y'all 80s bros, man, look, y'all different. Off the rip. Off the rip.
That's perfect for experience, though, man.
Yeah.
Because you just bent the dudes up in your age grade.
Huh?
You just, like the dude that you face in your age grade, you just pretty much showed them a little bit
It
of that
was
upper
three
class
or
shit.
4 dudes in Maryland I couldn't touch.
Really?
Yeah, they were badass, and I wrestled them, and they beat the dog shit out of them.
It's all good.
Did they ever like amount to anything? Or,
I have no idea.
you don't know.
The one dude was from McDonough. I actually did get to I beat him my last match in high school, and
What weight class?
heavyweight.
Nice.
So
What was heavyweight considered? Over 200, right?
Yeah.
It was always 2 plus?
It was
So
like
when I
210.
when I was a sophomore, it was unlimited.
Ah, okay.
When I was a junior, it was unlimited. I was wrestling 185, and then when I went to senior year, coach was like, "Hey, they putting the cap on it." I said, "What?" He goes, "It's gonna be 275. We'll move you to heavyweight." I said, "All right, no problem." So I ain't had to cut weight, which was awesome,
Right.
But yeah, them dudes, especially when I got to college, them dudes cutting weight to make 275. I was like,
I know there's going
"It's gonna
through.
be a long night.
Right.
It's gonna be a long night." So
It's a lot of meat.
yeah.
Watch your mouth, son.
So, what happened? What happened?
Watch your mouth! Jesus Christ! This motherfucker gonna say it's a lot of meat. That's
Oh.
disgusting. Thank you, Triple C.
Yo.
So, back to my agenda.
Right.
Right.
Let's get back to it.
Question.
Go ahead.
Do y'all do exit interviews? And if so, are they effective?
I
Because
didn't have one.
Okay. Because I know I left my last agency, they always ask, well, what are some of the things and some of the stuff that I brought up?
They know it.
Yeah.
They
And
know the problem.
yeah. And some of the stuff
Yeah.
I brought, like when people, die in the line of duty, stuff like that. Like I think they need to do a better job of honoring, like our civilian population who kind of support a lot of the military with analysts and the information and blah blah blah. And I said I don't think they do a good job with a lot of that stuff.
So I'm looking at my notes here,
Mm-hmm.
and I have hypocrisy of what is expected, of what recruits are shown versus what is expected.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
What does that mean?
for me, it's wanting A+ officers with D- facilities.
Mm.
So where'd you go through the academy?
Northern Parkway.
Northern Parkway.
The building that's not condemned.
So
Water still yellow.
so
You mean that?
like I said, you want these guys to go out and you want them to be the best, be on the ball,
Mm-hmm.
be stand up, A+,
Yeah.
straight. But if they walking down the hall while they're in the academy, they can't use the water fountain.
Holla at me.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
All right.
I agree with you. I guess it's just my mentality.
Which is
I
talk to the
could-
goose.
Me, I none of that shit bothered me. That, like, I just wanted to be an officer. I wanted to wear that badge. I wanted to do the job the way it's supposed to get done.
Yeah,
I knew
but
working in the city, it's not going to be like the county. You're not going to have all the phenomenal buildings to do this, to
but
have
don't
access to.
hold you to that standard then.
You have to, because you're
No,
an
you
officer.
can't.
If you're an officer, you have
can't-
to be held to that
You
standard.
can't show me bullshit and then expect gold bricks.
I mean, that's what we signed up for, unfortunately.
No, it's not what you signed up for. It's what you have been shown and what you have been conditioned to deal with.
But that doesn't. So just because we come from a shitty building, that's supposed to make me a shitty officer. I'm not gonna adhere to the policies and procedures set forth.
No, it's not going to make you a shitty officer.
So why should that cloud my vision on being an officer and doing the job we're supposed to get done?
It's not clouding your vision consciously.
Okay.
So, to me, it's like, oh yeah, they want me to do this, they want me to do that, they want me to do this, but they really don't care. Are you picking up what I'm putting
No, I
down?
got you.
Right? So, at the end of the day, it's like, oh man, they want, whew, man, they yelling at me because I didn't shine my shoes today, but they got black paint on the windows instead of curtains. You get what I'm saying? So, like I said, that's what I'm talking about, the hypocrisy. And people have to realize that the guys and girls that are on the street in Baltimore wearing those uniforms, they do it in spite of
Absolutely.
the conditions and equipment they are given.
I get that. Yeah.
All right?
I agree to both of your points. I really do. Because I remember going through it, and I'm like, I can't get water.
That's like Supreme when he was like, no, they deserve that patrol car.
Right.
Instead of a beat up patrol car.
In that aspect, I see what he's saying. Like, this is your introduction to the city.
Right.
Yeah.
This is what
It's
you're
like,
seeing
you should
walking in
have-
the door.
Like, they should be treating people like these people like, hey, welcome to Baltimore City. You're going to do this job. We're going to treat you with white gloves. But then I also see your point, which is like, fam, I come through my own Fiji water. I don't need that shit.
It is what it is.
Like, what happened?
Because
here?
But it's not it is what it is when you're doing what you're taught, and then the next thing you know, you're getting excited.
Right. The mentality, I see what
So
you're saying. I see what you're
don't
saying.
come at me with half-assness, and then when something goes a little skew, you want to go straight by the book.
Yeah,
Right,
hang
and all of a sudden it's Beverly Hills.
Right.
Nah, it ain't like that.
It's kind of foul.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I see that.
I get
You
it.
know, and I like, once again, you come to the range, you're in the new class. How you doing? I'm Officer Tarter. Blah blah blah. I know this building looks like shit, but I'm gonna do my best to give you the best training I can,
Absolutely.
in spite of this building.
But that's the whole department.
Right. You know,
We-
and what?
Well-
So you and
Well,
it just boggles your mind that they don't have money for certain things, but they find money for certain things.
Yes, we have that, but it's like we're still better trained.
Yeah, I was gonna
A
ask.
lot of police departments.
Right now, you
And
always
that's
saying
scary.
And
that
that's
you-
it.
Ain't
So
that crazy?
imagine, so imagine
When we get our
if we
shit
did
together.
what he's talking about,
Yeah.
and we really give him the facility, and we really pump that real training.
Right.
We'll have the best officers in the country out here.
So, you know, a lot of stuff,
100%.
a lot
Do
of
you
stuff
think it
that I
ever
see on the
happened?
news. Huh?
Do you think it ever happened? From your standpoint, because you had 28 years on before you left.
And I'm not throwing shade to no department.
Not at all.
I'm just saying about here.
I hope it does. I really hope it does.
You know what?
Because people,
You should've done. My man.
No, you got.
you know,
Yeah.
you know, for what it's worth, you know, the people that that I took that oath, that you're still living by that oath, they deserve better.
Right.
They
I
deserve better.
I think we all do, but all in all, the city ain't pretty.
No.
What we police every day ain't pretty.
It's, you know how I think about this city. I think of like, you know how it'd be like, yo, keep it real. Keeping it real sometimes is ugly, and that's what this town is. It's like it's real,
Yeah.
it's beautiful, but it's kind of ugly.
Like it's the gutter,
I
bro.
don't like nobody playing on my phone.
You heard? Fuck you talking about? What's that?
So, that's the keeping it real, and like you're saying, it's ugly. The average person doesn't know how ugly police work can be.
Absolutely. Bingo. Bingo.
So
They'll tell you.
I think we and I agree. I think every facility should be a huge importance to groom that officer.
Yeah, 'cause it's
Give
such a
them
pride.
Yeah, it is a sense of pride, but you have to groom them to higher expectations and standards, but also slowly bring them into, listen, you're not going to see this when you get out in the street.
Oh, it's all different
What
world.
You know what I'm
do you mean?
saying?
And with that being said,
Like, it's great to have the phenomenal facilities, but when you get out in the street and start really getting on the streets,
It's a
none of that
shock.
shit exists.
it's a shock.
It's ugly and it's dirty.
It's a shock.
So strap your boots up, because
Yeah, well-
this Beverly Hills in here, but out there, it's a different ball game, homie.
You don't train them like you're in Beverly Hills.
No, but I'm saying
Like,
we
but-
deserve those facilities. I agree with you.
Yes.
I agree 1,000% with you. Like Northern Parkway. Hey, listen, it is what it is. I graduated from it. We graduated from it.
Yeah.
Do we deserve the best facilities? Yes, we do. I think everybody can attest to that. We deserve it because the work that we put in, the work that we go through when we out in the streets. Every officer
The mere shit that the average city officer deals with
Facts.
every day,
Facts.
they deserve it.
I agree. 1,000%.
They deserve it. You know,
I agree.
and then like, you know, not harping on them, but you know, I refer to my notes once again.
But Tarter, there's
All right.
something you said. How ugly is police work?
It's
You was just about to talk about that.
so this leads into that.
My
Tell me.
man.
All right,
Tell me.
and I got a class of 40 people sitting there.
Pour some more of that thing in there.
I am
Okay.
gonna
Yeah,
re-up.
You're right. You're
All right.
right. You're right.
See, that's a phrase I learned being a cop. You got to re-up.
Right.
Yo, they re-up, and we got to get in there and re-up it. Anyway, so, all right, you got 40 kids sitting in there. I call them kids. Some of them 35, 40 years old.
Still grown babies.
But still grown babies.
Right.
And you say, not that it's something to be proud of, but how many of you have ever been in a fist fight?
Facts.
And
You know how many times I want to get boxing implemented in the academy?
It's needed.
It's
It's
so
just
needed.
so, and one or two might raise their hands. And I'll say, you didn't raise your hand. You never been in a fight? No, sir.
You
I
always
said,
talking
so
about in
you,
class.
so you picked this time as an adult to be a Baltimore City police officer to find out how you're going to physically react to getting punched in between the eyes. Good luck with that.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
You gonna get tested,
I don't
brother.
I don't go fuck what district you go to.
It's gonna happen.
Right.
You know, I got a buddy.
When
He when I was in the southeast with him. Sorry, and he used to wear people out with his flashlight. 32. Can I get another unit? 32. Send me a medic. Because he was a little dude, and people tried him, and he would crack their head with a flashlight. That's why we don't have the big metal flashlights anymore.
He's still on the job?
No, he retired years ago.
Oh, okay.
He retired. He's little dude though. Little dude, but people would
Kept
try
testing
him. Would test him. You know, and you know, you got to know how you're gonna react.
Right.
You know, like I said, it's not something. Oh, I've been in fights every other day.
Right.
Right, but no, you should know. You know, oh, can you take it? Are you gonna fold up and get in a fetal position, lay on the ground? You know what I'm saying?
Are you gonna run?
Or you gonna run?
But,
You know, and I get.
But I was gonna say, but isn't to your same point, like to what H was saying, just like with training a person on a gun, if you have that training, it would be easier for him to teach a person how to box that have never fought before.
Okay.
Than a person.
I'm gonna drop some knowledge on you, son. You alright with this? You alright with that?
Oh, you my man.
We good?
Yeah.
You got
All right,
2 goats.
so-
Okay.
So
I like it.
you can't teach grown people how to fight.
Holla.
All right?
Wow.
It's
Why is
either in you or it's not.
How come?
So it just is.
I know. Thank you.
So it's, you know, you can talk all that shit you want, you know, but I've seen officers that talk that cash money shit, and then you in a scrap with them, and they hitting somebody like this.
Right.
What the fuck are you doing?
Right. I thought you was with it.
Right? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then fight or flight kicks in. That's something people have or they don't.
Well said.
You know,
Well
I mean,
said.
even from when I was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I wasn't fighting people all the time, you know, but I wasn't scared.
You ain't got to fight to know how to fight.
Right. You know, and sometimes if you just stand your ground, that's
Mm-hmm.
eliminating the fight.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't running.
And it doesn't make
Right.
you a coward.
No,
Right.
it don't.
Right.
It really does.
But
I
on
mean,
our
it's-
job,
It's just genetically
on
how
our
you built.
job,
Right.
That's all
yes,
it is.
it makes you a coward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, I had a recruit.
Certainly.
He was trying to avoid going through the gas house.
Mm.
That shit was
Right.
my fun.
Well,
So,
I couldn't talk in the motherfucking
so
room.
I would suit up, and as they're bringing,
Breakfast.
like right now, we don't they don't mask up.
Mhm.
We pop the gas,
Mhm.
bring them in. They're just getting exposed to it.
Mhm.
Years ago, you put a gas mask on them. You put them in there for a few minutes. You would run them up there,
Yeah.
and then certain sweaty parts of your body would start burning from the gas.
Yeah.
They
And-
won't let you out.
Right.
Give me your name, sequence number. What district you want to go to?
100%.
Exactly.
Only thing you
Right.
get out is your name or and barely your sequence
You
number.
gotta
Right.
think. You gotta think
So-
about what's going on.
Right.
So we had 32 people that day. Right?
So much fun.
And
Hell
then
yeah.
That I remember this shit. We had 32 people that day.
Mm-hmm.
I got a group. I'm in there, so I'm in it. So I'm figuring once I get in there, I ain't coming out. I'm just staying in it, right? So I count them. I get 8 in there. I walk them around. Let them start burning. All right, take a breath. Take your mask off. Name, sequence, number. And so I just want them to get the gas and get choked out a little bit though,
Yeah.
right? And then the last group, I got 7.
Mm-hmm.
So I open the door. I'm like, yo, somebody's missing. They're like, what? I said, I only had 7. I should have had 8. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So the kid he's not a kid, the officer that's on the class with me, I said, yo, get 8 more cans of gas. I'm doing the whole class again.
Mm.
Since they don't want, they
Mm-hmm.
they
Wanna own
all
up
getting
to
it
it.
again.
Yeah.
And we
You're
keep
not
track
with
on
it?
them. This
Right.
time, right? Sarge was like, no, just take the last group. So all of a sudden, it's 8 of them again.
They
Right.
mad.
So yeah, they mad.
Just to explain to like the office, to like the listeners, the rest of the other 7, they're tight because now they gotta run through this again.
Again.
With this one dude.
Cause
Yeah.
cause one pussy.
So now, you know, you got that pressure. You heard?
what I'm saying? Because the one person,
So it's funny because Cromwell was a lieutenant then.
he damn sure was.
You'll love this. What's about to go down. So, they come through. It's 8. It's done, right? So I'm steaming.
I know you are.
Right? So they're coming back in the building, and they're like, "Sir, what's such and such?" They go, "Sir, what's such and such?" I know what it is now, right? Because they straight ratted.
They tell everything.
They mad,
right?
So I go in the classroom, and I took one of them foggers with me, right? The big.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Chris, it's the mace can that looks like a fire extinguisher, right?
So hanging off your side pocket.
Official shit.
So I walk in the
I
classroom,
don't want nothing to do
and I got it in my hand, and I put it on the desk. And they're all staring at it. I said, "If I lied to you guys one time since you've been here?" "No, sir." I said, "We get the work done, we get out of here, right?" "Yes, sir." I said, "One of you lied to me today." I said, "If I don't know who it is, by the end of the day, I'm going to the armory. I'm getting 4 more of them because you haven't been pepper sprayed yet, and I'm going to burn your asses up. You understand?" I walked out of the classroom.
Yeah.
That's called natural selection.
So
They're going to give them up.
they gave him up, and I go into Cromwell, right? I said, "Sir, I know who did it, blah, blah, blah." And he goes, he's like, "Make him right." I said, "I was just going to make him run the hill a couple times." He goes, "Make him right. He can write himself out of a job."
Wow.
I blacked out. I don't remember, blah, blah, blah. I say, "Oh, you black out? We can't put you in a patrol car if you black out, son."
No, you got to see a medic anyway, bro.
And Cromwell was right. So he wrote, and I think he was out of there in like a week. And his termination stuff said, "For cowardice
Nice.
and lack of mental and physical fortitude."
Holla.
Fuck
I was
him.
like, wow.
Nice.
So I go into the kids the next day, and I said, "You want that guy on the job?" I said, "He's going to be the guy that when you're getting your ass kicked, he's going to lock himself in his patrol car."
Absolutely.
And it's been done.
And it's been done before.
Yeah.
And nobody felt bad about getting them out of there.
Absolutely not.
So I've seen kids get fired, and everybody, "Oh,
Yeah.
man, damn," but they had no compunction getting them out of there. So yeah, it's stuff like that,
Lock yourself in
Oh yeah.
No, you got a lot of cowards on the job, bro.
I used to, where Perkins is?
Mm-hmm.
I used to work that area when I was a rookie, and I was tussling with this dude, and there was a female officer. She was jumping up and down on the sofa, screaming on the radio while I'm tangled up with this dude.
She wouldn't jump in.
She wasn't like double dutch trying to get in that motherfucker. She was just on the radio screaming. After it's like, "What the fuck are you doing?
Hey, yo, you know what's crazy? At least she even got on the radio.
Yeah, she did get on the radio.
There's people that don't even get on the radio. They just sit there
they shook.
shocked and they're like,
Wow.
stop. While you in there, you know what I mean, wrestling.
I know a white shirt that said, "I ain't getting involved in no fighting."
Word, fam.
It's another story. Anyway.
Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, did that.
I know a couple, rank members of the department that they'd rather come at us than deal with the public.
All right. It's funny you say that. I got news versus
Because it's safer.
news and TV versus reality.
Let's go.
Tell me.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's hear that one.
Let's
hear
go.
that one.
Put
Let's
me
hear
on
that one.
Uncle Tarter.
Let's
Come
hear that
on.
one.
Let's go,
So-
Tarter.
Put me
So-
on.
He holding out.
What happened?
So Ralph,
Talk to me.
you know how they do them grand jury joints, right?
Yes,
They
sir.
come through the academy.
Yeah.
So I used to teach the police use of deadly force class to the grand juries, right? And at the end of the class, we would put them on the simulator.
Mm-hmm.
And
What would
these,
you do in this situation?
huh?
Put them in the hot seat.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd be surprised how many people shoot people they shouldn't shoot,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And the reasons why. I told him once, he ain't listened to me, so I shot him.
Mm.
I ain't got all day to be dealing with this, so I shot him.
Oh, I hear that.
Oh, really?
But you wouldn't be the judge and jury of us, huh? How about that?
Yeah. So, and then, like, the class I would teach, I would have like 12, 13 questions.
Mhm.
Like, can you shoot people in the back? You know, shooting somebody, can you shoot them in the head and all this other stuff.
Mhm.
And my test I gave them, all the answers were false.
Wow.
Mm.
So when people would answer stuff true, that would spark my discussion and telling them why,
Okay.
right? And so that portion of the class lasted about 3 hours to go through those 12 questions.
Mm.
And it's just amazing what people think about what police do, and most of it is generated by what they watch on television.
Mm.
And it's funny because Lethal Weapon 2 was on last night,
Mm.
I was watching
so it's one of my favorites.
Riggs.
Yeah. So how many people did Riggs and Murtaugh kill in that movie?
A lot.
Shit.
And
Right.
2
They got
Must
a
be at least
It's a lot.
100
Count.
It's a
motherfuckers.
lot.
like,
Count.
Right.
And I try to tell them, I said,
and no paperwork.
I'm like,
So you know it's in right a report.
Listen,
No,
no,
And I'm
no
like-
crime scene, no nothing.
They walk in and walk right
I'm like,
back
miss,
out.
you know, we
cussed
shoot
out.
somebody, we ain't back on the street for weeks. I said, you watch TV. I said, the officers shoot somebody, they go back to the office.
That's a long shift. Man.
Oh man, God, man, I can't believe you. Oh God, you see the size of that gun? And they do it, and they're loading up their guns again, and they go back out on the street.
Right.
We don't
No.
do
It's
that,
a fucking movie, man.
right? But they, yeah, did you get fingerprints off of that doorknob? From,
Yeah.
you're not going to dust my car for prints? No, ma'am, here's your report number. I'm sorry.
Right.
You know what I say?
And it's just that, all that, what they
Yeah.
see on TV. And, I tell them, I said, how many programs have you watched where the detective goes in the house with the SWAT team?
All right.
Mm.
We don't let the detective,
Fuck
if the
That
detective
process.
wanted to go in there, he would have went in there.
Yeah.
He called the SWAT team.
Right. Stand by.
So you could go in when it's safe,
Right.
right? You get what I'm saying? So it's
And these
Yeah.
shows,
it's just,
and these shows, you got
and people
the detective.
Yeah, man.
they
The one guy with no
think,
vest.
Right. Right.
Well,
Right.
hey, yo,
think that's how it works. It does not work like that.
no, play a point.
Right?
Come on, SWAT. I got you.
Yeah. It's
I had a shooter the other day. Really nice guy. Because of the movie stuff that he put up. I'm interviewing him. He says, you know what? I want a lawyer. But he goes, please don't be mad at me. I'm like, what?
Why am I mad at you, sir?
He said, because on TV, detectives tend to beat up people when they want lawyers. I said, sir, it's your constitutional right.
right.
He's like, for real? I was like, yeah. He's like, but on TV, you could do all
Yeah,
this stuff.
exactly.
I'm like, sir, that's TV.
My man, what was you watching?
Right.
Your wagon's arranged and you'll be on your way.
Right. Yeah. No problem.
I'm not mad at you, Bobby. I got a job
It's,
to do.
it's just
My job is to
those, and I dealt with the Citizen Review Board for a little while.
How was that?
Fucking horror show.
Mm,
So, I told you we were going to hit on something you were talking about
please
earlier.
do.
So, there's a woman on there. I think her name was Keisha. I can't remember her last name.
Oh,
And,
excuse me.
she was
Jesus Christ. Mm.
a white woman from England on there. So, the white woman, she was dealing in absolutes. So, huh?
Only Sith stealing
I'm
absolutes.
sorry, I don't know what that
Right. Only Sith stealing absolutes. So, she told me
Like-
that absolutely every call,
Always.
What does it mean?
Always.
I'm getting there. Always.
Always what?
Always. This is
So-
how it should be done every time, no
so,
matter what.
yeah,
Oh.
an absolute is police are always wrong.
Right.
No,
Right.
that's
Are
not
you
true.
talking about
It's
the
absolute.
logic,
Yeah,
bro?
these
All
nothing.
right.
Yeah.
So she said,
thought it was like
absolutely every call that we go on should be two of us.
She said absolutely.
Absolutely. Every call the police go on should be two, because a lot of stuff that you're showing me, it was one officer there, and it forced his hand into using deadly force and yada, 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 yada.
A civilian.
You're civilian,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And mind you, she's from England because they don't carry the police don't carry guns in there.
They don't.
They
Right.
sure don't.
So
got sticks
no,
and
but they do
tasers.
have that van or that Audi driving around that's armed to the teeth.
Absolutely.
So I said, all right, ma'am, I'm going to give you a problem, right? I said, you're in your house and you're getting the brakes beat off of you by your husband, girlfriend, or whoever,
And
right?
it ain't sexually.
Right.
Right.
So one of your neighbors calls the police, right? So I respond. I say, remember, we're a little short these days too,
Right.
right? I respond, I walk up on your porch, I get on my radio, 23. Yeah, KGA, I can hear somebody getting beat up in there. Can you send me another unit? 23 districts 1012 right
How
now.
about that?
You know, I used to work in the Eastern, so yeah, we're gonna send you a unit from the Northeast. Okay,
Okay.
I'll be here.
Right.
All right.
Not gonna go inside. I'm gonna wait.
She's like, well, you got. I said, I'm waiting for my other officer to
You
get there,
said
ma'am.
2 officers, ma'am.
I said, absolutely, it's got to be 2 of us there.
Right.
But I can hear you getting your ass beat in your house.
I can tell you put your guard up
Right.
The officer for the Northeast.
before I
Right.
go inside.
Right?
He probably was taking a dump or eating, lunch.
So
Right.
she's
It'll
like, well,
take him a while.
you got to come in there. I said, nope.
No.
No, because you invoked this rule. There's absolutely got to be 2 of us. So I'm going to sit on your front porch, listen to you get your ass beat till I get back up.
Absolutely.
Well, that's not right.
Stand by.
I said, me, myself, personally, I'll kick your door and come in there and help you.
Absolutely.
But since you want this rule about things being absolute,
Yeah.
I can't come in there.
No.
Because if I come in there to help you, I can get in trouble now because
Right.
I broke a rule.
And you won't put me on the jackpot.
100%.
She had, and then
So what she said about that?
she didn't have any logical answer.
Of course she
So
don't.
then
She
when
don't.
I went to put
She
them
don't
on
know.
the,
She's still good.
right, I said police work is not absolute.
Right.
And what it seems like the department and a lot of police departments are going to is they're getting rid of officers having discretion.
Yes.
Ain't that a
and,
bitch?
and so I don't know if you probably hit on this before,
But hit on it
But-
again.
but if officers I have discretion if I stop you to give you a ticket or not.
Mm-hmm.
If you're an asshole to me, I'm gonna give you a ticket.
Absolutely.
Right? If you treat me with respect, I'll treat you with respect. I used to. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
'Cause I don't have to do that shit anymore.
Absolutely.
So,
not.
yeah, if you're gonna be an asshole, you get a ticket.
You get a ticket.
Right? Hey, officer, sorry about that. I didn't realize I got stuff going on. Yeah, all right, no problem, buddy.
Citizen contact.
Right, citizen contact, warning.
Right.
But you take our discretion away, you got to get that ticket.
I'm gonna be a dick in your eyes for
I'm not even being a dick.
No. Now I gotta be a dick. Now you're gonna consider
No,
me
you're
a
not
dick.
being a dick.
No, you're gonna consider me a dick because I
Right.
gotta
You have to
give
do
you
it
a
anyway,
ticket.
regardless.
I don't
Right.
want to give you this ticket.
I don't want to give you this ticket, but man,
Right.
I have to.
Because
I have to.
Right,
my
I have
job
to.
says I have to.
They say I have to.
They took
So-
that away from me. I can't.
Right. I
I'm
used
sorry.
used to be able to be a nice guy.
Right.
Right.
Right. I used to be
the-
able to community police, but I
Right.
can't do
Now
that.
you
I can't
really
do
gonna
that
dislike
anymore.
me.
With
You
the
know.
civilian board, do they give them is there quote training?
So,
That's a good question, Triple C.
in my personal opinion, if they're going to do that,
I'm gonna take a little
they
bit.
need.
Do you mind if I get a little sip of your thing?
Oh
here?
my bro.
My man.
Stop bullet.
It's that bullet.
So
What's that?
they need to go through some sort of abbreviated academy so they
I
have
agree.
some sort of idea
I
what
think-
the officers do, what their choices are,
Right.
and see that, hey, it's as we always say, Monday morning quarterbacking
Yes.
somebody. You
I think Joe should go through it.
Right.
I think Joe should go through it.
But the thing I did, it was probably the closest
Mm-hmm.
we had, and because of the 2 people I spoke about,
Mm-hmm.
it was hard to get through it
Mm-hmm.
because they were asking question after question, and they weren't. I was like, dude, you gonna what if me to death?
Mm.
If your aunt had balls, she'd be your uncle. What are you trying to do here?
Absolutely.
Right?
What's up, bro?
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you gonna what if me, and I'm gonna give you an answer. Well, what if this? And I'm gonna give you. I've been around long enough
Yeah.
to know what the answers are.
Mm-hmm.
But you just got in.
So
you got people that don't like police,
Right.
and I understand that.
Right.
So usually when I would teach the grand jury classes, I was like, look, I understand that you got your point of view, I got my point of view. For us to get through this in a timely fashion, we're going to have to agree to disagree on some things.
Mhm.
You know, so, you know, I'm just giving you the reasons why. I'm giving you the other point of view that you might not see. So you can keep your bias against police. I don't have a problem with that. I don't care, you know. But, you know, this is why this officer may have done what he's done. Because, like, there have been times where I'll see a small female in the class. I'll call her up. I say, I want you to stand right here. And then I'll just step in front of her. I'm like, can you see her anymore? Oh, no. I said, so, okay. Me and her split up. I said, Miss, you're the officer. I'm the bad guy. And I'll say to her just like this, hey, you need to call for backup because I'm about to fuck you up.
What you gonna do?
And she looks at me and said, and I would start walking towards her. I say, yeah, you better get on that little radio thing because I'm about to fuck you. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take your gun from you and I'm going to beat your ass with it. So they, that's giving them that's the stuff that people don't see.
Right.
You know,
Right.
that small female officer, and she's encountering somebody, me or Ralph size, and, you know, for what it's worth, she can shoot that dude.
You better.
Right? But, you know, me or Ralph dealing with her, you know, hey, sorry, she said she's going to take my gun and shoot me. Rob, she weighs 100 pounds. You were scared? You can't justify that. Logically, you can't. Right? So that's what, you know, you try to get through to people. And, like, there was the incident, I don't know too much about it, except for what I watched the video several times. The dude, I think it was in Louisiana somewhere, he was selling CDs or something outside the video store, outside the store. And I tell people, I said, watch that video. And besides the fact that the officer damn near shot his partner, shooting the guy, watch the guy's hands. Because that guy knew he had a gun in his pocket and he was trying to get into his pocket. I said, you guys just can't get, you know, so enraged when that stuff happens. You have to watch the whole incident. You know,
shout out to H because that's what he say all the time. What's the one thing you always say?
It's the hands,
It's the hands. Let me see your hands. I gotta see your hands, and
gotta see your hands. So, an example, when it was a few years back, the officer said the guy took his taser. It was in South Carolina, and he shot the guy in the back running. Right? You know what I'm talking about? It was in South Carolina because it was because me and my buddies
running through a fence or something.
Okay.
Backyard or something.
The one that came to me was the one in Atlanta that just happened not that long ago.
We can talk about that.
They didn't even talk about it that much because it was like legit guilty.
Yeah.
So it comes on the news. Me and my buddies, we're in Myrtle Beach. We're playing golf, right? And I come downstairs to get something to drink. Tarter, look at this shit. Fucking cops. And these are my boys. I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I hadn't seen it. Right? So I watch it and then I say, yo, they get ready to play it. And I watch it and I say, oh, shit. I said, that guy's going to jail. Now when the kitchen had made my drink. Right? They're like, what? I said, dude, he's going to jail. He shot that guy in his back running away from him for no reason? I said, he's going to jail. And he did. You know, I'll call a spade a spade. You know, it's no big deal. But some of it, you know, there's a lot of...
The first one that I remember, and I told him about that all the time, was when I was in college. And shout out to my teacher. I can't remember his name, but he was a state trooper. And, you know, it was before social media, because it was in like the 90s or whatever. So it was literally when, and you remember this, it was in the middle of, they rebuilding it downtown. My God.
Lexington Market.
Lexington Market.
Chucky.
The dude with the knife.
Chucky, yeah.
So when we come back to school, I couldn't wait because I'm like, you know, my first criminal justice class, and I'm telling my teacher, they were wrong because they all had the guns pointed on them, blah, blah, blah. So my teacher, in a very teachable moment, which I love him for, but it it made all of us in that class that I still talk to today. We're all in some form of, whether it be federal, blah blah blah, some type of criminal justice per se. It changed us all 180 from New York, we from Baltimore, DC, everywhere.
So what
He put a knife on the ground, and he closed it up. He said, "This is the knife. This is how big it is." Blah blah blah, whatever. He said. Then he closed it. He said, "All right, pull out y'all kind of fake guns." He said, "How many times can I poke y'all before you get a round off?" And we were like, "Man, we'll air you." Boom. He poked all 5 of us before I said,
Yeah.
and it changed. I said, "Wow."
Yeah.
Didn't I mention that earlier with Lieutenant Cromwell?
Yeah. I said, "Wow."
Yeah. It's
So it was that whole thing.
So-
I was just like, I wasn't thinking.
There's even more to it than that, because if you ever, as far as Baltimore's concerned, it's the Lexington Market shooting, right? The officer's name was Chucky Smothers. Chucky was an awesome dude, right? Good cop, and he got himself in a bad place. All right, so Chucky is, I was like 10, 15 feet away from this dude. Dude's got the knife, won't put the knife down, finally puts the knife down. When he starts putting it down, his hand goes out of sight of the video that was taken, right? So Chucky's standing, it's the bad guy, Chucky, his patrol car. Chucky's backed up to his patrol car, right? So, important to tell you, I tell you guys, I'll tell the recruit, hey, you got to get some distance.
Time, distance, and cover.
Put something in between you
A barrier.
and the bad guy,
Yeah.
but he can't, because all around his patrol car there are people.
Right.
So he can't retreat to the other side of his patrol car,
Right.
right? Because now you got your gun out.
Okay.
Somebody, hey, blah, 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 grab your hands, grab your gun.
Okay.
Shit's even worse. And if you ever see that video, in my heart of heart, Chucky shot that dude by accident.
Okay.
Because when that gun went off, Chucky was shocked. You
Okay.
can see the look on his face, right? But,
He repeatedly told him that.
my best, so I'll say this. Drop the gun, pop, pop. I told you, you didn't do it, you got shot. But if I tell you, then I tell you again. Then I tell you again.
We're not gonna keep doing this shit.
Right.
Then I tell you again. And then when I finally do, if I have to shoot you, all right, then the question's raised, why can't you tell him one more time? Because that, you get what I'm saying? If you're going to stretch out that time, why can't you just stretch it out a little bit further? Why can't you stretch it out a little bit further?
Right.
Why can't you stretch it out a little bit further?
Okay.
All right? So the more time you tell him, the worse it is for you.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? Because
Even-
if you're dragging it out, and then you finally get to the point where I told him 27 times I'm gonna shoot him now, and he hasn't moved.
But
Now it
even
looks
if he
bad.
could get up and poke everybody, because like you said, like again when he was telling us, it was like everybody was around.
You gotta see. He's gotta make a move. Because if he's just standing there and you at the what's that kind of standoff? The Mexican standoff thing. Y'all both just standing there.
Yeah.
And ain't nobody moving. What do you got?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just crazy because
It's-
like I said,
it's-
I've never been in y'all position, but
yeah,
when my teacher explained it, I was just like,
Yeah.
it's a public safety threat. You're constantly asking somebody. You don't know if you keep waiting, he could do something that
Right.
could just and then you're still in trouble because now he stabbed 2 and 3 people, civilians, and now it's like, oh, he stabbed 2 or 3, he could have shot him. It's like,
Why didn't you do something?
yeah, it's like, man, that changed that changed my entire perception.
Police.
Yeah.
So, like, that thing that happened in D.C., you got that going down, and police have been vilified so much in the last few years, right?
Yeah.
So, like, one of our criteria for using deadly force is that you're outnumbered.
Mm-hmm.
So, remember they showed the video of the one guy running up the steps,
Yeah.
and the crowd was coming after him?
Uh-huh. And he diverted him.
Right.
Yeah.
He could have started busting shots, bro,
Yeah,
Okay.
you could have.
because he was outnumbered.
Yeah.
If you're outnumbered, there's a chance you could lose your weapon,
Mm-hmm.
right, and get killed with it. Simple as that. All right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you had guys, out there getting beat with stuff,
Yeah.
and nobody fired around except for through that door.
Yeah.
And that was the last bastion of safety
Yeah.
before getting to the Congress people or whatever.
And they
Yeah.
said that. I that's what I'm. Yeah, that was.
So a lot of times, if people in Baltimore got to realize that officers will have their guns out during the day because of what we're dealing with.
But you
And
see,
if-
that officer
if-
ain't getting no flack
Right.
for shooting that woman.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
You
Not
ain't
a
hear
bit.
shit about it.
Not
Right.
a bit.
He was
Right.
well within his reason of doing what he had to do.
Right.
Period.
Right.
You heard it one time she got shot and killed, and that was fucking
There's a
it.
big ass sign that say "Past this point,
It's over.
Yep.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
can't read."
She made her choice, and he did what he had to do.
Yeah, it's dude, it's I'm glad I'm out. I'm glad I'm out. And I was in a good place and I had to go.
He said, "What? At a phenomenal spot. Don't get
I mean,
nobody.
people give their right
Arm to get
right
there.
nut
Right.
to work where I worked, and I had to go. I had enough.
Yo, he was their senior. He was their senior guy.
When I
bro.
left, I was a senior guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
There was one guy that was there a little bit. Migger was there longer than me. but I
Miggy's
was-
still there, or he left?
He's still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miggy's
Big
my
boy.
guy.
That's my man right there.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking that goes on when you do something and they slow it down. It's like, no, he didn't have slow motion going on when he dealt with that.
Are you happy you left?
As I told you earlier, my blood pressure dropped 40 points since I left.
What would it take for you to go back?
Never.
Right.
Money.
I mean, even if it was
Not
the
even
perfect
some money?
situation of them listening to the things that you said to change, and they gave you a plan, a 3-year plan, a year plan to say, you want to know what? Implement it, dates on it, money to it.
He's done with the uniform.
Done with it.
Done.
Done.
28 years.
I put it like this, dude. I pridefully wore my uniform, and then the last couple years, I would put it on. It's like, because it got to be like working a protest and stuff like that. Because we did a couple. Last summer they had a couple protests after the George Floyd shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And one day we were out there, and I told my sarge because they had us transporting. So they called in the National Guard to transport the riot cops.
Mm-hmm.
CD, what do they call it? Mobile Field Force.
Mobile Field Force.
Right. So they had us protecting the National Guard and giving them direction. So I was in the front of the trucks, and we were getting them wherever they had to go in the city.
Look at that.
Huh?
I said, look at that. You're protecting the National Guard.
Right. So because the National Guard didn't know where they were going, pretty much, and we got to one of our locations, and I had a young sergeant, cool dude, and he was trying to get us in the mix, right? I said, hey, Sarge, you need to back up off of that. He's like, huh? I said, the guys that are there know what they're doing. They're good. They don't need our help. Right? And he's looking at me. I said, look, man, real talk. I said, I ain't for this one. I said, if we get into something, I got your back. I'm going to do my job. But as for you volunteering to get us into something, we ain't feeling that. And I had Big Boy with me. He's like, it was just a different feel to this one. And I was like, I told him later on, I said, dude, it's hard for me to go out there and deal with protesters when I'm on their side this time. You get what I'm saying? Like the whole thing, like my whole goal of retiring was I wanted to get out of there before this trial started. Because in my opinion, Chauvin better go to jail.
He better go to fucking jail.
Right. Because, in the eyes of, I'll say 99% of the police, because you got a couple assholes out there, what he did was terribly egregious. And you know, somebody should have knocked him off of that dude.
Somebody should have busted him in
Yeah.
his shit.
Right. You know, but the way things go, they put him in jail. He gets convicted. There's going to be a protest. He doesn't get convicted. They burn his shit down. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not in the mood to deal with any more protests. So, you know, it's just not in me. Especially for that. You know, I'm on your side, bro. I'm just here because they're telling me I got to be. If you knew how much I was making right now, you would take your ass home because you don't want me to make that money.
No.
Am
Facts.
I lying?
Right.
So, yeah. And like you guys brought up earlier, the thing in Atlanta, right? The Wendy's incident, right?
Please elaborate on that. Because you do training with it.
Yeah, paint the picture from the beginning.
So, from what I understand, all right, the guy fell asleep in the drive-thru, right? Drunk or whatever. Wendy's people, whoever calls the police are called there, right? They start dealing with him. I think they were talking to him for like a half an hour, 45 minutes before he realized he was about to go to jail. And that's when the fight broke out, right? So they tried to, I believe they tried to tase him, or there was a taser out. He takes it from the cop. He starts running away, turns around to fire the taser. I believe he did fire it, and he got shot.
Yep.
So I would strongly suggest any officer that has a taser pointed at him to shoot that motherfucker.
Please do.
Because you are incapacitated, not in control of your body as long as that taser's running. All right? So,
Thank you for clearing that up on what you would do.
From what I understand, a week or two before, the DA in Atlanta, there was another case going on where they said that the officer used a taser and it was deemed deadly force. Right?
I remember that.
Yeah.
So then a week later, the citizen gets a hold of the officer's taser, right? Now, because the citizen has it, it's not deadly force anymore?
Yeah.
Like, when is that?
It's
So
very
that's-
inconsistent.
Right, so that's
Yeah.
going to be an issue when
Right.
that goes to trial, which should be soon,
Yeah.
right? When that goes to trial and those officers are not convicted of anything,
Right.
there's going to be a problem in Atlanta. But it's due to people's feelings, not facts.
Facts.
Right.
Facts.
All right?
Word.
So a friend of mine, I got two buddies that live down in Atlanta now. One of them called me and said, Tarter, I can't have you down here playing golf with these motherfuckers. I said, why? He goes, because the dude said no matter what, the officer shouldn't have shot that kid or shot that guy, whatever the fuck. Right?
Wow.
And I don't care. He said their point of view is they don't care. That's their job to get shot at and this, that, and other thing. And a lot of people think that. You know, that is our job to get shot at and beat up. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
You got to fuck
And-
though.
I told my recruits, I would tell them it's your job to go home with the same amount of holes you came to work with.
Absolutely.
And I'm
Facts.
gonna go a step further that because you all are a lot more on the physical side of things. Like there are foreign adversaries right now that wait for situations that happen, and they'll flood social media with some of the memes that people use to get people riled up.
Yeah.
Because the whole point is, again, because this is, you're talking about the domestic part, I'm talking about the foreign part. Their whole job is to try to start another civil war to break up the United States just on the foreign level. So they will literally flood social media with stuff, and people don't even know. It look just like somebody regularly did it, just to get people riled up, and they'll be like, "Yo, and we gonna go downtown and go," and it ain't a person from here. It's all they've all got it riled up and put things around just to
Do you
get stuff
realize
started.
how many protests we done stood by for, and like 5 people showed up?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And once again,
All of that summer.
It's an inconvenience, but cha-ching,
They running them.
cha-ching.
Foreign agents are running them.
That's not my fault.
So
It's a
hey,
foreign agent running it because
Yeah.
they want everybody spread thin so they can do what they can do.
yeah,
It's,
it's
it is happening.
you know, yeah.
They waiting for the next big trial. It's crazy.
So, dude, it's you know, it's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad that
Let me ask you a
common sense
question.
is not commonly used these days. Yes, sir.
Nope.
Now that you out, what's your opinion or your views on now, like street transactions of drug sales are now being prosecuted, and you know, like prostitution
So
not being prosecuted, and taking a piss in the street.
do you know my piss in the street story?
No, can I hear it?
So I had the downtown deployment on January 4th, right?
What year?
This year.
Okay.
So my last working day was like the end of January before I had to burn up some leave for February, right? So I didn't work any February. I had some leave I had to burn up before I got out. So January 4th, 2021, I'm sitting at the corner of Baltimore and Charles Street. For those of you from Baltimore, what is significant about Baltimore and Charles Street?
Baltimore Charles Street.
What is significant about that intersection?
There are.
Huh?
Oh, it's the arena.
No.
That's where the
It's all-
It's
There's a hotel right there. The
it's-
hotel
dead center
in the bus
of
stop.
the city.
Yeah,
Well, it's in the Central District.
No, but
it's
if
like
you hold on, if you're
where
north of
everything
Baltimore
meets,
Street,
where everything meets.
all the numbers start running north.
You said Baltimore and Charles.
Baltimore and
Yeah,
Charles.
Charles. Okay.
where
right?
everything meets.
Yeah.
If you're east Charles
Yeah, East
Street,
Charles, yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
So
right.
that's dead center in the middle of the city,
Right.
right? So I'm sitting there on the southwest corner, right by where the subway elevator comes up.
Right.
So it's
Right,
about
the courthouses and shit.
It's about noon. Sitting there, chilling, because I gotta be right there. No, it's detail day. Detail day. Right? And I see this vagrant on the corner. He done throwing all his trash on the sidewalk. I know I really can't say nothing to him, right?
Right.
Mhm.
So he takes a couple laps around each crosswalk, gets back to where he started. He picks up something that he previously threw on the ground and started eating.
Okay.
All right. But he did clean up his mess.
I mean, hey.
All right, clean up his mess, right? So I'm sitting there, right? I look at my phone, I look up, and he's on the northeast corner. And I'm like, what? What? He's got his dick out, pissing in the storm drain.
Mm.
Can I say something to this guy? Pretty much now. Right? So I'm tempted to get out the car, but I'm like,
What time of the day is this?
it is about 10 after noon.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Yes. Right, Sonny? And people just walking by this guy.
That's the middle of the, like, downtown.
Middle of the day, middle of
There's
the
a lot
city.
of business people walking around and stuff like that.
And nobody says anything to him. They just walk right on by him.
He's out with his wang out.
Wang is out doing his thing.
Pissing in the storm drain.
Right. Not the common, not even the wherewithal to go behind the building.
No. Right in
Right.
public. Look
Little-
at this dick.
Hello.
Right?
Hello.
So I'm sitting there, I'm like,
Yeah.
if I do, it's gonna start some shit. I'm just gonna sit here.
Yeah.
Get through my shift. Right?
Right.
So after that, about 10 minutes later, he's standing next to me. Right? He's about 10 feet away from me. Austin! And I'm trying to ignore him.
Right.
Doing my best.
You're still burning up.
But
the
I
way
can
you-
like you don't sit in your patrol car with the window all the way up because you need to hear what's going on outside.
Exactly. Of course.
Awesome. So I finally rolled the window. What? You mind if I smoke?
Oh shit.
I said, really? Do you mind if I smoke? I said, you didn't ask me for you pissed in the fucking street 20 minutes ago.
Right. Have at it, champ.
Oh, what you gonna do? Give me a ticket or something?
Oh shit.
Roll the window back up.
Yeah.
Ain't worth it. So I get back to work the next day, and I'm talking to my sarge and everything. He goes, yeah, you could have done nothing to that guy. I was like, what? I said, I got decent exposure, public urination, and I can probably slap him with a general disorderly conduct, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
He goes, if you put handcuffs on that guy, the supervisor there is going to tell you to take the handcuffs off of him to deal with it some kind of way.
The least intrusive.
I was just about to say that.
Modern day policing.
I say
Least
that
intrusive.
to get back to what you're saying. If you go like old Eddie Murphy, right? You give a motherfucker an inch, you want to take a foot. Give him a foot, you want to take a yard. Give a motherfucker a rope, you want to be a cowboy. Right? That's what this is going down to. If you let them get away, or let them do the small stuff, it's just going to embolden people to just do more and more ignorant shit.
Absolutely.
So the fact that, it's still against the law, the officers aren't wrong for locking people up for it, but the state's attorney's not going to prosecute them for it. And you wonder why the city is going the way it's going. And that's all it is. People might not have liked the way things were done in the past, but we had a handle on stuff. You weren't, people, it just, and right now, whatever she's going through, are you the pot or the kettle? Talking about the police, talk about this all you want, but, I don't think you under federal investigation. You under federal investigation? Nah. But we're still not going to do prostitution and all that other kind of stuff. Get the fuck out of here. So, so besides you're going to have the petty crime going through the roof, then you're going to have what? The city's always been famous for STDs. So now you're creating a public health issue.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
No, I'm just some fat guy that teaches people how to shoot. I don't know shit.
My man. So, why Baltimore?
What do you mean?
What made you choose to go to Baltimore? Why Baltimore PD for you?
I applied with the state police first, right? And it was at a time when we had Governor Schaefer. You remember Governor Schaefer, right? So the state was in a hard way to go. So I failed the PT test the first time, which ended up being a blessing. All right. I wasn't locking my arms out at the bottom of my pull-ups.
Oh,
so
really?
I did about 6 or 7 pull-ups that didn't count.
Oh, shit.
And
How many you had to do in a minute?
They did a circuit. So say you had 5 pull-ups to do, jumping jacks, push-ups, and something else, and you had to do it 3 times in a certain amount of time. You had to do that circuit, right? So I would do the pull-up, and then I would let go at the top, and the trooper wouldn't say nothing.
He just let you do it.
Yeah. And one of the things I do like about the state police, there ain't no bullshit. So after it was done, I said, dude, what, he goes, when you let yourself down, you got to lock your arms out, then you can let go. I can't tell you that while you're taking the test. And I said, all right. So I didn't make that class. And then, because MSP only runs classes, they do one in January, they do one in July. One in January, one in July, right? So I was about to go back because I could pick up my processing where it left off,
Mhm.
right? And so I made it through the PT test that time. I was waiting for, I think, my oral interview, right? And then Schaefer cut the budget.
Mm.
So the class that I was originally trying to get into, they let those guys finish and get their MPTC cards so they could go to other agencies.
Mhm.
And then the next class just never happened.
Mhm.
So then I went with Baltimore City. And then when I was in field training with Baltimore City, the state police called me back to finish out my process, and I was like, "Hey, I'm sitting in a patrol car right now, so
Yeah,
I'm not going.
good.
I'm not going through another academy."
Mm.
So I've been here ever since.
Saturday is 28 years. Are you happy that you served with the ball with the
Yes. Yes. Some of my messed up with my best friends. I did some good. Got some bad guys off the street. The only job I didn't get to do that I wanted to do was ride motors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was on the SWAT team for like 8-9 years. I got to be a firearms instructor, and I think through my career I was lucky enough to be in some of the most exclusive units in the police department.
Absolutely.
So,
Can you tell me, like, when you came out of the academy, like, what was your climb?
So
Out of the academy, you went.
I went to the Southeast.
That was your first district.
Yeah,
Okay,
Southeast Sector 1.
How long were you there for?
A year and a half. So I got the word that one of my buddies, actually went to high school with the dude, had made it down to QRT, right? And a guy named Jimmy, he could shoot his ass off. And I was like, he made it down there already? And QRT they were loading up. So, because when I was down there, we had like 2 squads of like 12, 13 guys on my shift and on the other shift. Then they added another squad at 10 on each side. So it was a lot of us down there. And I was like, well, I said, well, if he made it, I'm putting in. And and then I mentioned earlier, I ran into Sergeant Willis on the street on a Signal 30, and he got on review, but it was on my post. So I said, hey man, you know, I got it. He goes, no, I got it. He was an officer then. He goes, I saw it, I got it, it's mine. I said, okay. And I saw he had the pin on his shirt. I said, hey man, I want to come down there. He goes, you do? He goes, well, when we interview, make sure, you know, come in your class A and this, that, and other thing, read the general order. I said, he schooled me up a little bit.
Put you on.
So I went down there the first time, and they were like, you don't have any time on. I said, I know. I said, well, you don't have any time on, because at the time I had a year, a couple months on the street. And dude, you know, I'm in the interview. He goes, well, what happens if we don't pick you this time? I said, when you post again, are you going to see me again? And he looked at me. I said, yeah. And then every time after that, when you post, I said, you're going to see me till you take me. So they posted again, and then I made it down there. So while I was down there, a year before they sent me to school, because, you know, they test driving you know, on the street and stuff. And then I went through school, and then school was terrifying, because after you get finished at school, all the stuff that you got to be aware of, you learning, and then you're like, I don't want to go in there. I want to go in that house. He got a gun. And then after a while, it's like, yo, let's go get this motherfucker. You know, ain't no big deal. So, like my old lieutenant said, you know, he goes, when the citizens call the police, need help, they call the police. When the police need help, they call us. So that's why you guys.
The range guys.
No, SWAT. QRT.
SWAT,
like I said, it used to be QRT, Quick Response Team.
I'm sorry.
It was funny because it takes us 2 hours to get there.
It really does. It really does.
But like now, the guys, like, dude, you have no idea how many times that we get called from my house, drive past the situation, go to headquarters, get our gear up, and then go back to the situation. Now all the dudes have their own cars with their equipment in the cars, and they go straight there.
Yeah, they can respond to the actual.
They all high speed, low drag now.
I probably would end up going there.
That's
Earlier,
where you
huh?
want to go?
Not earlier, Cause that's when Shooterberg was there.
It's
He loved me.
it's a good gig,
He
bro.
said, "Yo, you gotta come." But when he left, I was like,
It's one of those deals where you train up to the you down there a good 3 or 4 years before you get comfortable doing what you do.
yeah.
It takes a lot of doing it over and over and over again for you to get,
The brotherhood
be-
is dope though.
so you get seasoned. You know, it's let's say Hot Pockets yelled at me one time because we had something going on off of St. Clair Lane at like St. Clair and Patterson, and we had to search like a block of vacant houses. Right, so it was towards the end of the day, towards the end of our shift, and I was in A platoon, B platoon was coming on, and when they got, did you know Juan Oliver? You know
Yeah.
Oliver.
Of course.
He's there
Shout out to
now.
him.
Yeah,
So-
Sergeant Oliver.
So
He's a beast. Shout out to him.
So Juan and a couple of his buddies got there, and I put them in. I was a team leader, so I put them in front of my team, even though they were from the other side, other unit. So Sergeant Willis calls me in the training office the next day. He's like, "Hey, Tarter," I said. He goes, "You don't trust your guys?" It's like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Well, when Oliver and Pryor got there yesterday, you put them in front of your team." I said, "They got the most experience." He goes, "Well, you put them in front of your team." I said, I don't give a fuck where they came from. I want the most experienced eyes up front, you know, and that's how I roll. When they get there, they got the time on, they got the experience, they go in the front. My team is cool. It's not that I don't trust them, but I had more experience available to me, so I'm going to use that.
To get a better job done.
Yeah, you know, to me it ain't personal, it's business. So if I got, a guy with 2 years experience up front, and then a guy with 5 years experience that I know they know their shit gets there, I'm putting them up front. So, that's
You
just me.
made no problems making an executive decision.
Nah.
And that's perfect.
No, you got to make a decision. You know, it's be it right or wrong, stand by your decision.
My man.
So, and it's I love those guys, man. Everybody I work with, I say out of my 28 years, I would say it's probably no more than 5 people that I actually detest on the police department, and they will go nameless.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and even that, if they were getting their ass kicked, I would get out my car, help them,
Absolutely.
get back in my car,
And keep it moving.
and keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Always gonna protect our brothers and sisters.
Oh, you got to.
Even though I don't fuck with you like that.
Right. Right. You making me look bad right now.
Right.
Can't have that.
Right.
I had one more thing on my list.
Tell me.
Um,
Tell the world. What's up, baby?
I'll let you. Can you read what that says right there?
Let me see. Take a gander at that.
Oh boy.
Respect. And that's with the brass. I'll let you elaborate on the respect time.
So,
What you mean?
what I mean, let's see. We had you guys were out there doing some of the protests. Did you notice some of the verbiage coming across the radio?
Fuck yeah. Verbatim, I remember it.
Yeah, we got assets here. We got assets there. I'm not an asset. I'm a police officer.
Right.
I remember.
Don't
Enough
treat
with
me.
that fancy talk.
Don't treat me like I'm a pawn on a chessboard,
Facts.
right? And people hear that, and it's like, really, dude? And like I said, treat us like numbers on the board. We live and breathe, and then you're gonna treat me like I said, just put him here.
Right.
Like even though Freddie Gray, people were out there for hours with no relief.
Oh, I was at the Western District. I know. We was out there.
Hours.
Oh.
And the one day,
We was with the shits, though.
I think it was a Saturday after the big blow up on Monday,
Mm-hmm.
and like they put us at some high school in the Western and said, okay, you guys can use this place to use the bathrooms and stuff. School was locked up, So you had female officers having to relieve themselves, and you would have like a whole bunch of male officers just standing around her, with their backs to her, so she could relieve herself in a fucking field.
Right.
That's not how you take care of your people. It's like, hey, there's somebody with a key to that building somewhere. Get their asses here.
Right.
It just seems like the police just get shit on all the time in Baltimore.
Or just kick the door down and write destruction
Then
of
you're in
property
trouble.
report.
Then you're in trouble. Then you're in trouble.
At least you're writing on it.
Right. And the last thing is, it just seems like you got a lot of people in places that are above us that ask us to do shit that they wouldn't do when they were.
Facts. Spit on that.
So they're, when you do that, it's like, you wouldn't do this shit. I know you. You're fucking scared to do this when you're a patrolman. You telling me to go make lockups and you didn't make any?
Facts. And you a bona fide pussy?
Yeah.
And it just seems like the brass that's there that we respect, that the guys respect as being a police, they do their best to get rid of them.
The real alphas.
Right? There's a couple left.
No, there is.
You look at
There's a couple. I mean, brass. There's a couple left that you respect them. Like
Yeah.
shout out to Big Kevin Jones.
All day.
He was
All day.
ground zero,
all day.
Wow.
North and Pensy doing the whole riot stuff.
Conway.
And even when he didn't have to be.
I said shout out to Conway.
Yeah, stuff like that. But them guys get
And
they
Brown.
just get
She's a beast.
they get pushed away. They get hidden somewhere.
Yeah.
But you let other people, like I said, you put them places where they don't know the job. Like we used to have a lieutenant when I was in TAC named Brock. Now Brock, he was in charge of EVU for a while. He was in charge of mounted. I believe he rode a motor for a hot second, and he was in charge of helicopter units. Right? Like most of the major entities in tactical, as lieutenant, he'd been there. So when it gets time to make somebody a major, do you make him a major? Let's bring some motherfucker from the outside that don't know shit and put him in charge of
All this
stuff.
They don't know nothing.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a
Did
fact
you
breaker.
ever
Yeah.
work with J.C. Thomas?
Yes.
J.C. Thomas.
Hilarious dude. Jason
That
funny
was my
shit.
mentor.
Jason cool dude.
Because I know he was down there like with the QRT.
He
He was with, what was it?
1047 little fat buddy.
My fault.
But
I'm gonna go my way.
it's that, and it's funny because I had an incident with somebody one day at training, and they had on a QRT T-shirt, and I knew they didn't work down there.
Don't do that.
And I was like, yo, you gotta take that off or turn it inside out. I said, dude, do you know how hard I worked to earn the right to wear that shirt?
So wait a minute. One time I wore a Rat T-shirt.
I don't care about Rat. I don't care about
Rat.
Rat.
For me?
No.
Kevin Jones pulled me up like, yo, you part of the team? I said, nah.
So-
I was like, word.
I mean, why'd you wear
So,
that if you're not part of the
okay.
team, though?
All
It
right.
was given to me as a
So,
gift
Ah.
from somebody that is a
the-
part of the team.
that's different, bro.
That's love.
Yeah, it's different,
That's
though.
different.
I mean, but if
It's
you're not
different.
part of that team,
I
don't
just wore
rep.
the in service. It was love. Like,
Dude, I got
don't
you.
rep what
member
you-
of the team.
I
But
got
don't
you.
rep what you got a part of.
I got you.
You know
I
what I'm
just
saying?
needed a t-shirt
Certain
that
things
morning.
is different.
Fuck
It's just
that.
That
different.
morning, I just needed a t-shirt.
Bro, it's just different.
That's like me saying I play for the Jets, but I
No, it's... So you got
Dre, no. if I came through with his project shirt on,
Come
and then
on.
came, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
We both went through the
come
BX
on.
like, yeah, you like, hold up, yo.
Yeah.
What's
Right.
you gonna have to? You my
on.
guy. I don't want to have to strip you naked right now. Like you know what I mean?
It's-
I'ma skin you like a cat.
And I'll say this:
It's
there's certain things that are just different. The guys that wore those QRT pins,
Facts.
you know,
Especially
people,
SWAT, man.
people really don't understand the sacrifices that you make just to, like,
Huge.
if you go to Rat, hey, I fill out a 70, they put me in Rat, okay,
I'm here.
right, I'm here, you know.
Hello, guys.
That shit ain't strenuous
No.
like taking that motherfucker QRT.
No, and it's not strenuous. Physically, the stuff that, you know, I remember when I was in QRT school. Like I said, I'm a big dude. I don't run fast. I get through the runs, but there was like one morning, buddy of mine, Steve Owens, love that guy to death. He was like, "Come on, fat man." I wasn't fat, but I was just a big dude then, right? It's like, "Come on, fat man, you asked to be here," and I'm, dude,
Pissing you off, right?
pissing me off, but I'm making that run.
Right.
So one of the days that we were in school, I made it a point to be the point guy in the run. I killed myself
Crush it.
that day to kill that shit. You know, and you know, it's just the mentality of those guys. Like when I was in the Eastern, we were playing softball against the TAC guys, right? And back when the city had the district had the softball teams, and camaraderie, all the guys do
Yeah,
something.
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I thought y'all used to do. That's
Right.
You asking to play
Right, it's
football.
gone, way gone. So
Long
I'm with the guys from the Eastern, and we're beating the TAC guys. So the guys are getting on. I said, "Look," I said, "everybody get over here." I said, "They ain't quitting. All right, so stay on your P's and Q's. Get out there and play hard. They're not quitting. We're up on them, but they're not quitting. I'm just letting you know." The next thing you know, the ball starts sailing over the fence. And my team is beating my new team, because I used to be one of them. And they're like, and I see the guys on my team now, they start getting down on themselves. And what do you say? I usually keep it real. I said, that's why they are where they are, and you are where you are, because they don't fucking quit. You guys are sitting over here whining and crying, and they are beating our asses right now because they don't fucking quit. That's why they do what they do. And I was getting mad because I wasn't quitting, and these motherfuckers are quitting on.
But in society nowadays, that's seen upon, like,
It's
What?
frowned upon.
it's frowned upon.
What?
That attitude.
What, not quitting?
Like you saying, like, that's why they. If you would have said right now, hey, that team won because they didn't quit, and they'd be like, you're aggro. You're so aggressive.
You're an asshole.
Oh my God, don't you see those kids try?
Bullshit.
No, fuck that.
Don't even start that.
Fuck that.
There's no more alphas in
I'm-
fucking
I'm-
police work.
There's
So-
no alphas. Oh, what is it?
So I
Toxic
told you about my boy, right?
Toxic masculinity.
I told you about my
What?
boy doing judo, right?
That's the Mohegans right here. Wow.
Whoa.
So
No more
I
G-strings.
told
None of that.
I told my mother, his grandmother,
None of that.
I said, if Jay ever goes to a tournament and they give him a trophy for showing up, I will roll over
I'll
it.
roof that shit.
Whoa.
I will roll over it with the car on the way leaving.
Hey, I swear to God, my kid gets a
Throw that in the
second
trash.
place trophy. Wherever he's at, I'm gonna roof that shit. On top
Second
of the
place is
building.
first loser.
Absolute. All
Nah,
day, every
nigga.
day.
You know what I'm gonna tell him? Work harder.
Earn that
First,
shit.
second, and third.
Work harder.
Whoa.
We're not about.
I don't like placement trophies.
What do you mean?
I don't like participation. I'll throw that in the trash can.
Participation
That's just
trophy,
it.
that shit don't
No,
make
I'm
sense.
throwing that shit in the trash can.
That's why.
Yeah.
What is
That's
that?
leading, and that's why we're having what we
The
have
issues
now,
we're
Correct.
because everybody thinks they're special.
No.
I agree.
You're not special.
Everybody's special. in
But you
a
should
certain
strive for
way.
first.
No,
Make
no.
yourself special. You know,
No,
I don't
no.
even-
Everybody's special in certain ways. Like
No.
no,
you can,
No.
they're
no, no.
not. They're
Not in
not.
No.
sports. It's either you ball and you not. But then you could be special. Like yo, he knows how to draw.
Okay.
Cool.
But that's how you learn from getting.
Then go draw.
Right, from like that's how I learned in football. Like I was one of the best in the city till I went to the elite camp. Was like, this ain't.
You get hit and you're like, oh.
It humbled me.
Them boys from Florida are a little different.
Yeah, it humbled me.
I got boogers.
Yeah.
This ain't for me right
That's
now.
a fact.
They're on a different
That's
level.
a fact.
Dude,
But there's no iron team.
Yeah,
Y'all got it.
it's
that's a fact.
and
It's the same thing with
see,
police
Rob,
work. It's the same thing.
that's one of the things. That's one of the reasons I love wrestling, bro.
Oh, wrestling is
Because
individual.
you can say whatever you want, but
It's gonna
when you go
expose
out
you.
there, if you can't beat me, you can't talk shit to me.
Mm.
So there was a dude when I was at Calvert Hall. I was a junior, and I wrestled all summer. Right, the wrestling season ended. I didn't stop. Right, and so the next year, I was a junior. This guy was a senior. I'm not gonna say his name. Right. And he was talking shit because he was on varsity the year before.
No doubt.
One of my buddies said, "Yo, Rob's been putting this in work," and he was talking cash money shit. I could have ended that match in like a minute. I punished his ass. For
Gave him that work.
Gave him the work for 6.
My man.
And he was a senior, so he couldn't be on JV.
Absolutely not.
So his season was done because he wasn't gonna beat me. I'm a nice guy, but I'm a mean, spiteful motherfucker when I need to be.
Hell yeah.
And see, that's, like I said, with these kids and these cell phones and social media, and I hit
They
So
soft.
instant gratification.
They
yes,
soft.
they're soft.
Instant
Soft as shit.
gratification.
And it's sad.
Yeah.
You can't even ball up your fist. You get that motherfucker open hand slap. Damn! Sound like you got hit by bricks. That motherfucker off running.
It's, you know,
Off a slap.
you know, it's funny. It's not funny, but it's funny. It's
It
like,
is.
you know,
The mentality's different.
They don't. Adversity and conflict management are things that we learned through just
right.
That's 80s
Being
baby.
with your friends.
certain things.
Being with your friends.
Yeah.
They don't even teach that anymore.
Yeah.
Nah.
That's so needed.
It's a lot of punk ass parents.
But it ain't. But we learned it though, yo.
I get labeled the aggressive guy.
No, but
Okay,
we
well,
learned. But we learned through. We learned. You couldn't be in the room with grown-ups when they was talking grown-up shit. You couldn't be that.
It's
You
just
learn
different.
humility and adversity.
It's
You
different.
know what I'm saying?
It's different.
If you in the neighborhood, you shouldn't be around the older kids because the older kids tell you, stay off the corner, stay this, that, and the fourth. Because if you do, you're gonna be up here doing. That's everywhere. That's
Right.
adversity and humility.
Right.
Yeah.
Get hurt.
You know what I'm saying?
Stop playing.
I don't exist
You might
no
be
more.
right. You might be throwing the football. They be like, "Oh, little man, you know how to play. You want to come out here with us? You talk shit. You playing with dudes 18 and 20. They bust you. They ball your ass up. You like,
What's the
I don't want to
phrase?
play with them no more.
Slobber knockers.
Right.
Stop
How
and
about
knock
that?
'em.
You know.
Yeah.
But you learn.
Yeah.
You learn.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's one of the things, like I say, Jay, it's grown folks talk. Be quiet.
Mm.
You know.
Go upstairs.
Go upstairs. Grown folks
It's
talk.
that old school shit.
Mm.
Right.
We gotta implement that more. Well,
Yeah.
not us. Other parents need that.
I mean,
Yeah.
parents nowadays, they want to be friends with their kids. It's like, yo,
All right. They want to buy Fendi and buy them Fendi.
let's go shopping. Let's
Little
go.
motherfucker, you ain't earned
Hey,
that.
hey, you
I
can
hate
smoke
hearing
your
that, yo.
weed as long as you do
What?
it in
When
the
people be
house.
like, my so-and-so was my best friend, I said, I don't tell my mom, my father, Dad, this shit.
I'm my best friend. Motherfucker, you a child.
Yeah, I'm not telling
Stand
them
in
half
child's
of it.
place.
I told my son, like I said, even a couple years ago, he's 11 now. Be 12 this year. It's crazy.
How about that?
No time for
I
that.
said, Jay, I'm not your friend.
No.
And he looked at me and said, hey, buddy, I said, I love you. I would do anything for you, but I'm not your friend.
I'm dead. bro.
I'm here to teach you how to be a man, not a boy.
Absolutely.
All right.
And the alpha man like that.
So, you know, and, you know, I don't know how much he gets it, but he gets
Yeah,
it.
get it. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
gets it.
Because we didn't get it, but we knew it.
Right.
It was, and it, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And he come from that cloth, so he goats you.
I tell my son all the time, like, listen, you're my hero. Like, you saved me, but I will punch you dead in your stomach. And he'd be like, cool.
He loves it, yo.
I
He
said
did that
to
too.
him,
He'd be with it.
Oh my God.
And you know what's crazy? Today he's like, that guy's looking at mommy. He's on it. 3 years old. That guy's looking at mommy. What we doing? That's what he said.
Sit back and watch.
He said, what we doing? And I'm like, chill.
Bam, bam.
It's okay. She's looking at her because she's beautiful. But
If you 0 to 100, you know he's 0 to 2.
Right.
You know that.
He picked it up on at 3 years old.
That's,
You gotta talk to these kids these ways, because if you hit them with the they're gonna grow up in that, you know, pacification era. Everything, you know, like a pacifier.
That's
Yeah.
a titty.
Absolutely.
No titties in your mouth.
He was
What
having
we doing?
he was having a problem with some kid. I think Jay was in like first grade, right? Some kid at school, and I went up there to talk to the teachers. I said, "Yeah, I need to talk to the principal." And so she's like, "Okay." So I made an appointment. I go in there and talk to the principal, and he's a Catholic school, right? So I said, first of all, I'll just let you know, I'm not raising my kid to be a bitch. He said, "Oh, Mr. Tarter." I'm sorry. "Oh, Mr. Tarter." I said, look. I said, I get it. I said, I went to Catholic school, K through 12. I know your program. I said, but I'm not raising my kid to be a bitch.
How about it?
All right.
Did you say bitch?
Yes.
Okay.
I said, Jay goes to judo and jiu-jitsu about 4 days a week. And I told him he's not allowed to use it at school. I said, unless you take care of these parents, I'm going to tell him, I'm going to cut him loose. Right? He's like, well, we don't really condone ball. I said, I understand.
It's all good.
But at the end of the day, I'm not raising a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
So just
All right.
know.
Just know.
So if you don't take care of it on your side, it will be taken care of on my side.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no problem waiting after school for his parents. Well, I said, I know what you don't want to do. I said, but you're talking about my son.
Mm-hmm.
I said, my son is the happiest kid in this school. He skips through the hallways, and he's a good kid.
Mm-hmm.
So when he tells me he don't want to come to school, there's a problem,
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
right? So,
How about we nip that in the butt?
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So, I
Because
said-
he has conflict management skills. You
Right.
just don't want him to use them.
Right. So I said,
Yeah.
Jay, I said, if he touches you, put him on the ground and you hold him there till the teacher pulls you off.
There you go.
Right? So hold on. So I picked Jay up from school one day. Daddy, I put such and such in a seatbelt. And I'm like, oh shit. Right? So he's in the back seat of my truck, and I got my cell phone, and I'm looking, and I'm looking, and I'm looking, and I don't see any messages. I said, okay,
You good.
you good, buddy? No problem. No more problems from that kid.
Some ice cream.
Right? And that's,
Yeah.
that's,
It's
you know,
conflict
but
management.
it's, you warn them,
Mm.
and then like one night, my son, I love him, but he sucks at basketball. Right? He got that from his dad. That's why I wrestled. If I could play basketball, I wouldn't have wrestled, bro. Anyway, he's at practice, and one of the kids hits him with a basketball, right? So Jay picked this kid up and slammed him on the basketball court. I mean, like, not judo, just
Mm.
boom, right? And I said, ah. So the
Different
kid's mother,
sport, big guy.
right? Kid's mother runs over, and I was like, I'm so sorry. She goes, no, he hit Jay with the ball. I saw it. That's what he gets. I was like, I like you, right? So I told Jay, I said, Jay, go over there, apologize to your friend. Yeah, I said, go apologize to him. If he hits you with the ball again, you do it again.
Right.
Simple as that.
That's it.
And he looked at me. I said, no, seriously, go apologize. Say you're sorry. But if he hits you with that ball again, you drive his ass into the basketball court again. You understand me?
That's
Yeah, Daddy.
conflict management.
So that's, and my kid, he won't do anything till he gets mad.
And that is exactly what the Silverback logo is. We're gentlemen. Let's
Right.
talk. We're
Let's talk it
cool.
out, baby.
Right.
But if I have to slam you in your head, the gorilla's gonna come out.
Right.
I don't want that.
Right.
We come in a suit like we're at peace.
We're professional.
You are. It just is what it is.
Let's
bro.
talk it out. But if you really want to take it there,
You want to take it there, sis.
this is what's gonna happen to you.
So listen, with that being said,
Talk to me, Goose.
if you could do your 28 years all over again, would you do it with BPD? Come on. You're fucking retired, bro. I'm sure you're maxed
And if
out.
you do it, would you do the same units you did, or would you structure it different?
I'm happy where I work.
Which units would you have gone instead?
I would squeeze the motorcycles in there.
Oh, okay.
Motors,
A little
absolutely.
Harley time.
Put them boots on, baby.
John and Punch, bro.
Boot action.
Absolutely.
Poncho and which
And
kind?
then-
Chips.
John and
Lick
Punch,
my
even
boots.
though they rode Kawasaki's,
It's all good.
right?
It's all good.
You never did the
Right.
what was the other unit? The horseback, John?
No.
Nah, mountain unit. Nah,
The mounting unit.
Shout out to
Okay.
my cousin that I find mad annoying, but he's part of the motors down in PG County.
That's
Shout
what's
out to him.
up. Shout out to him.
He rides motorcycles.
Y'all heard about Melvin, right? Spunky.
I mean, they got the boots.
Well, one of the guys who used to work in motors just passed away a couple weeks ago.
Oh wow, sorry.
He retired and he passed away. Real cool dude, bro.
God
Awesome.
bless him.
Melvin Cross, man.
God
Awesome
bless
dude
him.
right
May
there.
he rest in peace.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm happy. I will say the
You
way.
left on your terms, bro.
Yeah, but it's.
You seem happy.
Man.
You seem like you've
I'm
done it
happy.
all.
You had a good Christmas.
I
every year.
knew it was time to
Fuck you,
go
man.
when like one day last year I had a detail and I thought about calling in medical, right?
Mhm.
And my wife was like, as long as I know you never bitched about going to work.
Yeah.
If you want to leave. But I had that drop money,
Yeah.
right? So
You had to even shorter circuit dealing with motherfuckers anyway. I said you had a shorter circuit dealing with motherfuckers anyway.
Not really. I don't.
Ignorant shit.
I always took it like this. They don't pay me enough to worry about it,
Right.
and I'm not gonna let some random motherfucker fuck with my livelihood.
Absolutely.
So I had a sergeant when I first came on. I wish I knew what happened to him, but a guy named Les Geesey, he was always like, if there's something going sideways, I can explain you getting in your car walking away quicker than I can explain you calling somebody an asshole. So so like back then,
Never heard that before.
huh?
I never heard that before.
Yeah. The thing with like what's going on with the police department right now is that the guys like me are rolling out, and the new cats don't have anybody to teach them the right way.
I agree.
So you can't have somebody with a year on mentoring somebody with a week on. And I'll use this one incident when I was new. What's the Orleans Street? Say Orleans and Caroline, the projects on the south side. Can't remember what they're called, but I got a call up there. Call was for guy, random black shirt, sweatpants, selling drugs, right? And the drugs are under the sliding board, right? So me being new, I go there, hey, black shirt, sweatpants. Grab him, go up on the sliding board, hey, I got a bag of drugs. I lock him up, right? So the guys in my squad with Tom on, Terry Resin, he retired as a lieutenant, and another guy named Mike DeBoard. I think Mike was just a detective when he left. They show up, say, hey, what you got? I said, he matched the description on the call, drugs are where they said they were, chained him up, good to go. They were like, let him go. I said, what? They go, did you see him go to the sliding board? I said, no, the dispatcher, They go, let him go. I said, let him go. Right? Because I had nothing that I witnessed to link him to the drugs.
To the drugs.
Right? Just the call for service.
Right.
So they're like, what you have is found property, submit it, get his information,
Cut him loose.
but you got to cut him loose.
Hearsay.
Right. You get what I'm saying? So they taught me something that day. So these days, oh man, that's an awesome lockup. Then you get to court and you look like a dumbass. And then, oh, you violated this guy's rights.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So yeah, you gotta have people with time on to explain that to the new cats. Otherwise, they'll just keep doing dumb shit, thinking they're superstars and wondering why their shit's getting thrown out of court. Right. So like when I came out, I was the low man in the district because I was the only one to go to the southeast.
Don't give me a number. What's your sequence? What letter?
What's yours?
J.
Before I tell you mine,
You like an I-word?
yes.
I smell it on you.
So I'm at.
You can smell it
I'm
on
a
the
J. I'm a J, but I'm smart.
I'm the last of the itis.
He's down. Last of the itis.
I'm at the academy handing guns out, right? And I'm looking at the sequence numbers on the gun boxes because they're about to get their shit and go on the street. I'm like, oh, God. K.
They're kings.
K. I'm like, oh, God. Right? Just joking around with them.
Just joking around.
And they're like, sir, what's wrong? I said, I'm looking at your sequence number and I'm trying to say a prayer for you as I give you your gun, right? What's your sequence, sir? I said, Edward 943. They're like, oh my God, you're that old?
Yeah.
Like, dude, what the fuck is that? You know?
But for me and him, for me and H, when we come across like a David Edward, it's like, yo, sit down and teach us.
Absolutely.
Show us the way.
That's why we appreciate you, bro.
These kids, they be like, hey guys, what's up? Hey, get out. No.
Listen to King Sick with Sarge. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
It's
Bugging.
King Sick.
The fuck do you really know?
You never even wrote a paper, fam.
Oh, really?
You know, God's honest truth, I never wrote a search warrant.
Which is fine.
You know why? Because
I was in your class.
I never wanted to be a detective. I was, show me where the bad guy is, and I'll go get him for you. Right? I don't care about the warrant. You can write the warrant. You just show me where to go get him, and I'll go get him for you.
You a hunter. That's
So
it.
I never had any desire to be a
It's like
detective.
shout out to WATF. That's all they do.
Yeah.
They sitting around and they waiting like,
just go get him.
Feed me a name and a date of birth. And I
Dude,
get them. Like the U.S. Marshals, you know, like U.S. Marshals. It's the same way. Shout out to them. Feed
Funny
me a name
true
and date of
story.
birth, and I'll go get them.
I was in the warrant squad in the Eastern. It was me, a couple dudes, and we be in work 5 o'clock in the morning, banging on doors, going to get guys, right?
Yeah.
So we go into this one house off of Greenmount, and I think the mother got tired of us banging on the door early in the morning. He's not here. Okay, see you tomorrow morning, about 5:15. Right. So the mom is like, he's not here. She's pointing at the basement door. Got to give him the Scooby-Doo. Huh? Yeah, I've seen him, but he's not here. Right. So me and my sergeant go in the basement, and we're looking for him. We can't find him. Right, but there's this mattress on the floor, right? And I'm walking on this motherfucker. He's under the mattress, right? So Sarge is looking in the back, I'm looking up front, and I'm literally pounding my big ass, walking on him. He don't make a sound.
How much did you weigh at the time?
I probably like 260, 270.
Damn.
Right? And I can't feel him under the mattress. So we're about to leave out. I was like, Sarge, you don't have him back there? He goes, Rob, he's not back here. I was like, all right. So this dude is like that close to getting away with this shit. And I put my foot on the bottom step. And I'm like, I didn't look under that mattress. Right? So I picked the mattress up. I was like, there he is. Right? And I'm like, this dude had to be taking a pounding with my big ass walking on him, and he didn't make a peep.
Was he a thin dude though?
Huh? I guess so.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did I not feel him under the mattress?
Triple C, you'll be surprised.
Oh my God.
When it comes to like going to jail, people do amazing things.
Yes.
Fucking hard ass box spring and what's coming like.
What's the craziest thing you ever seen like to avoid like what you said? You pounded on him,
So,
and he ain't even like make a noise.
I was a rookie, and so on Fayette Street, you know where the main post office is, right? The projects that used to be behind there. Not
Yeah.
Flag.
I was gonna say Flag. If it ain't
No,
Flag,
Flag
Right
was
by,
down Little
um,
Italy.
Little Italy.
It's right by the Carmelo Anthony Center that was there.
Right. So funny part about this before I get into it. Like my mom worked at the post office, and she would let me use the car in the evening because she worked the evening shift. As long as I picked her up, it was time for her to get off work. And like I'm dropping her off one night, she goes, "Do not go in there." I'm like, "What?" And she's pointing at the projects. I'm like, "I ain't got no business going in there." She's like, "You do not go in there," right? So I'm in field training in the southeast. We get a call. Me and my FTO are walking in towards the back of one of these high rises, and I just start slowing down. He's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Yo, my mom told me never go in there." He's like, "You better bring your ass over here." I was like, "No, dude, my mom told me do not go in there. You're a fucking cop now. Get your ass over here." So we went in there. Anyway, so that high rise, it was those joints you had to come in
I
off
think
of
they tore
the.
those down.
They're gone. Yeah. So it is where that homeless shelter is or whatever it is now. So you would have to come off the street, like go up like a handicap ramp to get your car back in there. And there was like a high rise, another one in like an open courtyard area. So for you to get in there to do any police work, they've already seen you, right? So they were doing housing police because we had those back in the day. Were doing the raid, so they had to get in there and get to like this 8th or 9th floor of this high rise, right? So they get up in there, and I'm on the ground level. It's like, stay down there in case they start chucking shit out the windows, right? And I see this guy jump out the window, and he's hanging on the outside of the window, right? And I'm like, what the fuck?
Off the 9th floor.
Yes. He's like 9, 10 floors up. And then the officer finally sees him, reaches out to grab him, and he lets go, right? And this dude landed on his feet.
Shut up.
Right? Landed on his feet, then fell over, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? And he sat up, he screamed, then he rolled over on the side. He was still alive, right? But when he hit the ground, he was like Sonic the Hedgehog when his coins go all over the place because drugs just flew and all the junkies just started picking up everything, right? He had a big ass pack on him and his shit just popped open and there was fucking vials all over the place, right? And so I'm watching him, but I can't do anything about all the the vials on the ground. It was a free for all. So the medics got there. And he's laying on his side, and dude, I can see a bulge on his back like this. So when he landed on his feet, he just compressed all the vertebrae in his back, right? And I was telling somebody asked me this the other day. That's why it's so fresh in my mind. And they put him on that stiff board that they strap you to before they put you. I've never heard a man scream like that before in my life. They probably heard him in the Old Town Mall, bro.
Damn.
Jesus.
And I was like, oh.
From 9 stories on his feet.
Landed on his feet and just crumpled.
Did he have, like, any
And that was
broken
Latrobe.
bones?
Huh?
Did he break his ankles?
He
broke
dude,
everything.
He broke
Vertebrae.
everything, bro.
ACLs,
Dude,
MCLs.
He was
Man.
done. He wasn't
Achilles.
running nowhere.
I would have gave up.
So imagine, just like y'all projects, that's how ours were. And then they took them all down. They like some weren't as high as y'all's, but
Right.
like they were like everywhere. Yeah.
So they
So it's probably Latrobe. I think it was. I think
It might have been.
yeah, because of Latrobe Flag Heist and like Murphy Holmes was.
Murphy Holmes is the west side.
Yeah.
So they
I
were
think it was
chasing
Latrobe.
some dude over Murphy Holmes one day, and he scaled because we call them the hotels and the motels, right? So we had the motels on our side. They had the hotels on their side. So like if you go up to a motel, the entrance to your motel is facing the parking lot to your room. If you go to a hotel, you got to go inside to get to your room, right? So this dude was running from the police and he climbed the fence and he somehow got into the high rise. And I remember that day because I was where I think I broke in about me and Sergeant Jackson, if you know Big Durrell.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Right, I think each of us hit anywhere
Okay.
between 12 and 15 of those steel doors, them steel project doors, to get into them apartments looking for this dude.
Damn.
Dude, I was worn out by the end of the day.
I bet you was.
So,
Salute to you, boy, working them
yeah,
projects.
it's
Salute to
and
you
like
working them.
it was funny because it wasn't a Lexington Terrace.
Yeah.
Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, them Terrace
Okay.
boys was.
So yeah, they like, if you go into projects, don't go in there by yourself because Jimmy Young had just got shot before I hit the street. I hit the street like right before, right after Jimmy Young got shot on Saturday and Ira Wiener got shot on Sunday morning.
Wow.
And Jimmy lived, Ira died, but Jimmy had lost all his vision. Like he had no straight, he had some peripheral, from what I understand. And Jimmy got shot down at Flag House, and I went up in one of the projects, and the dust, fingerprint dust, was still on the wall from where they were like doing everything. So that was a bad morning. I was over my girlfriend's house, and I was over her house all weekend. I came home Sunday to get my stuff ready for the academy, for the week. And I walked in the door. My mother looked at me and she just started crying. She's like, I don't know why you want to do this. I just got to put you in the hands of the Lord. I don't know why you want to do this. I say, Ma, I'll be all right. Don't worry about it. I'll be all right. And luckily, I was all right. Everybody ain't all right, but luckily I was.
28 years, you still intact.
So, yeah. It ain't the same car that 28 years ago.
Man, it's totally different.
I can't remember what I was looking for, but I saw, and this is the other thing citizens don't realize. I was in the clerk's office and I saw all the injuries that I sustained. And I was like, what is that? She said, that's all the times you've been hurt and had the right on it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
You forgot about him.
you just didn't think about it.
Yeah.
And you're just like, wow, I've been fucked up. Damn near, I ran into a wall chasing a dude. He hit me with the Madden R1, L1.
Get the fuck out of here.
And my eye was closed up shut. My eye was literally bloodshot for a month. I had to make sure I didn't crack the orbital around my eye. I caught him, but I didn't realize I got a picture on my phone. I'll show you guys. But I didn't realize I was as jacked up as I was, and dislocated my shoulder, broke a hand. You just, like I said, you just don't realize that all the stuff that your body goes through doing this job. And at the time, everybody's out there ripping and running.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, one night I got sent home because my shin splints flared up. I couldn't fucking walk. He took me back to headquarters. Somebody helped me to my car, and I went home because I got like 6 foot chases in one night.
Damn.
Just chasing motherfuckers, And like I said, my shins were on fire. So it's, you just don't, like I said, you just don't realize. Like, you guys are young, you don't realize the toll your body takes.
Yeah.
Like used to play a lot of racquetball, and like one day I'm in the court and somebody's like, yo, what's wrong with you? You're dragging your right leg around the court. And I got like sciatic nerve issues now. Just from your gun sitting, it was like, I was like, kind of like, what the fuck is going on? And then somebody said, what side do you wear your gun on? I said, my right side. I said, yeah, you're dragging your right leg around the court. And it's just little stuff over the years.
That build up.
Yeah.
Swear and tear, man.
You have it.
I'm good with it.
You have it.
Shit, I'm going to it right now.
See?
Keep paying me. I ain't going nowhere.
Let it be cloudy outside. I can't even walk.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as I wake up,
yeah.
I'm like,
Hey, with that being said, I love what I do.
Yeah.
I got no complaints.
I would honestly say I miss you guys.
Shit, we miss you, man.
Not the job.
I fucking qualify in July. I don't know who's gonna be there now, bro.
I know who's gonna be there to calm me
Right.
down.
Who's running point now?
Should be my man Meager.
Oh, yeah, Mika deserved that.
Oh, nah,
yeah,
he's a
Mika
good
good.
He's a good voice.
Oh,
He's a good voice.
I still keep in contact with him.
He's a good voice.
that's good.
Yeah, but you know, it's like I said, I miss you guys. I don't miss the job so much anymore.
It's always about
and
us.
the direction that the job is going.
Right.
You know, it appears everything is like a circle goes. You know, so right now we're going through some bad stuff, and it'll come back around. You know, just the citizens have to. It's going to take the citizens saying we need the police. They ain't there yet. They're saying it, but they ain't saying it. You know what I'm saying?
They got to come in force.
I told this lady one day, she was like, I said, imagine you got a real nice house and you got these vicious ass pit bulls. They just in your front yard, patrolling your yard. She's like, yes. Is anybody coming in your yard messing with your stuff? She's like, no, I got my pit bulls out there. I said, well, you got a few thousand of them left, right? I said, now imagine the word gets out that you took your pit bulls to the vet and they don't have any teeth anymore. I said, that's what has happened to the police department. And everybody's breaking your windows, stealing your grill,
Walking through your front door.
walking through your front yard,
Right.
pissing in your bushes, you know.
Sleeping in your backyard.
That's
Pitching
what's
tents in your
happened, you
backyard.
know.
Jeez.
Hopefully, Charm City will come back, man.
Yeah.
But I'll be here for the next 15 at least, and I'm out. I'm good. Yeah, listen, the 10 went by fast than the motherfucker.
It goes by fast.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when I looked at it, I'd actually been a police officer more than half my life.
Yeah, 28 years, man. That's a long time.
Just, you know,
I ain't giving it that. 25 and I'm gone. You hear me?
I don't blame you.
First
That's
day.
it.
I don't blame you.
As soon as I give a call, listen, 25, that's it. I'm out of here.
We'll make it possible with this podcast.
All right. It's all good.
So,
I got babies, so, you know.
yeah.
I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
And I love it. I wouldn't want to do it nowhere
And
else.
you know, like I said, I listen to you guys, and I'm like, I said, if we got more people out there like that, we'd be all right.
We'll be all right.
So like once again, in the last class I had, there was a kid in there from Baltimore, and I was like, why are you here? He said, because you know, some cops was like greasy where I grew up, and I want to be a cop, but I don't want to be like that. And I said, well, we need more people like you to keep their shit clean so they can come on here
Absolutely.
and police their own. Because that's
Right.
one of the big issues.
Right.
You know, you got, I hate to say it the way I'm saying it, but you got white folks coming in from the counties being police, and they're not used to being around black people, and it might scare a little easier.
Absolutely.
You know, black people talk loud. We loud motherfuckers. You know?
By nature.
You know, we don't mean no harm. I'm not
No.
loud. It's just the way I talk. I'm
Same
not
Right.
with
mean.
Spanish people.
The swag different.
You know.
So,
Spanish people mad
So-
loud, too.
You know, you got policing people that they're not accustomed to being around. And I
Right.
think that's where a lot of the issues come from that end up on the news. Like Baltimore, if George Floyd happened in Baltimore, we would have jumped on his ass, got him handcuffed, and stood him up.
absolutely.
You know, you going to jail, motherfucker. You don't want to go, but you going.
Right.
But you you deserve an ass whooping. You get an ass whooping. As your boy Cromwell say, some motherfuckers need to be shot.
Yeah.
You know.
There's a lot of bad people out there.
Yes. But you gotta let the guys do their jobs. You gotta let them do their jobs. So you know, Baltimore just that toilet is flushing, bro. It's just going around in a circle. It's flushing.
Yeah.
It's going down.
It's all good. We here.
So
listen,
what's up?
episode 67. I'd like to thank my brother Tarter coming on.
Thank you for having me.
28 years of experience.
If I offended anyone,
It's not about offending. We
so
keep it-
what?
We keep it 1,000.
Come see me.
Nah, thank you for coming out, bro. It means
Thank you
everything.
for having me. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, and thank you for listening to us and really taking a liking to what we do.
Oh yeah.
It means everything. But,
Yo, who was your boy that used to tell you to keep an eye on? When you was in the cat, say, Horton, I need to keep this motherfucker out of trouble.
Gray. Remember Neil?
Is he still around?
Yeah, but you know, Gray he owned clubs and nightclubs and bars, so he went back to that. But he's still doing his thing. Shout out to my brother.
He couldn't
Neil
shoot,
Gray.
could he?
He couldn't shoot for shit.
He couldn't
man.
shoot for shit.
Nah, Tarter worked with him like every other day.
Like,
He made it though.
Say Horton.
No, he wasn't like me. I'm a monster. That
You know,
motherfucker wasn't hitting no 90s or 100s.
No,
He's
no,
still
no,
boy,
never.
take care of you.
Nah, dog.
Nah.
Nah.
But episode 67. We appreciate y'all. Keep tuning in. Dre, what you got?
Peace and love.
Triple C.
Same thing.
All right, everybody. We love you. We'll see you next week. Stay safe. Enjoy the
Deuce.
weekend.
Peace and love.